The loudness and the energy, I just couldn't believe it.
I love the energy of the crowd. Let's go!
I'm gonna keep burying you in the ground as fast as I can and as deep as I can.
I enjoy when things get a little saucy.
Give me a freaking break!
Every match you play feels like it's the finals.
Fire, you want fire.
And that's what the fans want to see.
That's what intense tennis is.
Welcome, everyone, to the INTENNSE Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, where the tennis is faster, the fans are louder, rivalries are getting better, and word is spreading that a new competition model is here to build the future of tennis. Hello, everyone. I'm J.Y. Obona, and we're in week 4 of the Intense League, where outside of these doors, you would think you're in Hollywood studios with production companies like Disney and Netflix bringing their stories to life. But inside stage 3, history is being made in the sport of tennis, where men and women compete together in a fast-paced format where in-game substitutions create a true team environment that tennis has never seen before. And this weekend, we have a trio of events coming up for you fans, with tonight at 7 p.m. Tampa takes on Jacksonville, where they're looking for their first win of the season. They're playing better and better in each week, but Jacksonville presents a lot of problems when it comes to doubles. Can tonight be the night where Tampa finally hits their stride and gets their first win of the season? Tomorrow at 2 p.m., Atlanta takes on Jacksonville in a rematch of their Emmy-worthy performance on June 28th, where unfortunately Jacksonville left with a sour taste in their mouth after losing on the very last point. Can they overcome that brutal loss and come out on top? Because both teams have double stars that take over whenever they step on the court. We'll see at the end who's standing tall and shining bright. But today, coming up at 2 p.m., Atlanta takes on the Challenge team, where Atlanta's on a roll with back-to-back weeks of great performances. But their season opened up with an upset loss to the Challenge team, and now on the other side of the net, trying to lead the Challenge team to a victory once again, will be Mr. UGA himself, one of the greatest college tennis coaches in history, Manny Diaz, who will be alongside Christina McHale and 5 other hungry competitors that will try to stop Atlanta's momentum and make headlines for the Challenge team once again. An incredible weekend of events, and yet we're not done. We got one more storyline coming up at 2 p.m. In that match, we have dog versus dog, teacher versus student. Manny Diaz goes up against a player he recruited to come to his program at UGA, Trent Bryde, who ultimately became an All-American and now gets to go up and try to take down his former coach. We ran into Trent earlier this week to get his thoughts on today's special matchup.
I'm sure he's going to figure out the intense format, but I'm not going to give him any tips because I don't want him to use that against me. Manny Diaz was huge for the UGA tennis program. I mean, he's one of the most illustrious tennis coaches of all time. He's so well respected. During my tenure, having him as my coach was one of the greatest experiences. I can't even describe it. When you're 18 and trying to figure out what college you want to go to, you're not only looking at who's going to develop you, but as a tennis player, but who's going to develop you as a human being. Being affiliated with Manny Diaz's name and being a part of an SEC championship along with Manny was something really special. Playing for Manny is like, I mean, it's something you can brag about, right? It's going to be tough to play against Manny because, I mean, he knows everything about my game, right? I mean, he coached me for 4 years, but I do know his coaching tactics, and I'll be able to use that against him too. Good luck, and I'll see you on Saturday.
What a special matchup and a special opportunity, and we have a special person to dive deep further into this, Kelly Kroll, our on-court commentator.
Maybe we should open the mic up, right? My bad. We're still learning here, okay? Still spring training for me, all right? But in response to that piece that we just ran, Manny tells me today, oh, I am expecting Trent to bring his A game. Not only on the court, but he'll be over there running his mouth like an A-lister. That's what he said. And if anyone knows how to pipe him down a bit, it's me. you just go out and win. That's exactly what you'd expect to hear from a Hall of Fame coach, right? I mean, he said he has had this date on his calendar circled for a while. He is so excited to be coaching in this intense format. And he goes, and look at the talent I have on this challenge team today. We'll all be figuring this out together. I will certainly be making adjustments during the match. But the one most intriguing rule for him, he said, is the substitutions. He goes, that is where everyone knows who follows tennis that momentum is such a thing. And I have to be very strategic when it comes to who I'm sending in, how that might affect the opponent, but also you got to keep that momentum heading in the right direction. You would expect nothing less, right, JY, from a coach of his caliber to tell me that he is already strategizing for today.
Yeah, you talked about momentum and the coach of his caliber, and what's the aura on the court? I mean, Manny Diaz, one of the, forget college, just overall tennis, he's been an absolute leader of players to just beyond college success in pros and as human beings, and now he is here today. What's that feel like down there?
Well, you hear all of the players right now talking about him from both teams, and the fact that he is out here, to your point, the name, there is recognition, there is such a huge amount of respect in the tennis community, and you better believe that Atlanta's coach, Marcelo, is so pumped for this because he's never in all of his days gotten to coach against Manny, and today will be the first time for him. We'll have more of that during the broadcast, so that's my tease for today.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting opportunity. Marcelo, former Pepperdine coach, Texas Tech as well, did go up against UGA at one point, but Manny wasn't there, so now he gets that special opportunity. And on Manny's team as well, we have to mention Christina McHale, by far the best tennis player, most successful on the other professional tours. She was 24 in the world, and now she gets to come into our league. What's that like down there?
Yeah, Christina McHale, Manny Diaz. You know what that is, JY? That is name recognition. That is making a higher profile for this league. That is the kind of thing that people go and buy tickets and get their butts to the stands here today to watch Intense, because the once 24th best female in the world, Christina McHale, is going to be taking the court. Just don't call her Caitlin Clark or Jordan, because what she'll do is she'll laugh at you humbly and then she'll tell you, oh goodness, nothing like pressure there. But let's be honest, a player like Christina, she lives for the pressure, doesn't she? And she can't wait to play under the bright lights here. I know when they flip these on, she goes, oh boy, this will be new. So it's going to be really cool to see someone that has the talent of Christina out here on the court with everyone here today and how she adjusts to this format.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to get this show going. Incredible afternoon. Kelly, we'll see you again when we come back. We have the challenge team versus Atlanta and also an interview with Manny Diaz himself.
My name is Michaela Gordon, and I play for Team Atlanta. I spent a lot of my childhood in South Dakota, and I ended up picking up a tennis racket when I was maybe 4 years old. It's funny, the first thing that comes to mind is actually playing in South Dakota on ice-covered courts, because we only had limited indoor courts there, and just trying to shovel off the ice so that my dad could feed me balls. I have 4 siblings, I'm right in the middle. So I have 2 older brothers, younger sister, younger brother. It was great being in a family where all my siblings were also athletes. We really pushed each other. I think they're a big reason why I'm really competitive. I would say one of the biggest challenges growing up playing tennis was the demands of kind of the global tennis schedule. So I started playing ITFs when I was 13, which obviously is really young to be traveling the world by yourself. Having a lack of stability on the junior tour and not having a lot of consistency in terms of where I was, even just location-wise, was really hard for me. And it's one of the big reasons I wanted to go play team tennis in college, because I just wanted a more stable routine to be able to play at Stanford and get a scholarship and be part of that community of incredible women was something that I really couldn't turn down. Being on the team, being a student athlete, I think it taught me a lot about managing my time, about having that dedication to what you're doing and kind of managing different personalities and leading a team towards a common goal.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Intense Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, where we are getting ready for an incredible day of tennis. The party lights are on, and I get the opportunity to introduce my friend and co-host, Felipe Costa. Welcome, man.
Thanks so much. I'm so excited to be here and ready for a good afternoon of tennis.
Now, you have a little bit of a connection going on here. What's your tie for the day?
Yeah, so we got a little bit of a Georgia Bulldog trio going on. So my coach, former teammate, and myself all in the house today. I'm really excited for a Bulldog showdown.
Awesome. Well, it's going to be great to get into Manny Diaz and everybody there, but we got to get to the challenge team roster first, where we are going to have Danny Muminovic. We got to get to the flashback and figure out what happened in week 1 when Atlanta lost to the challenge team.
I had a lot of freaking fun as to what just happened on that court.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Coming in as a challenger, beating Team Atlanta men was something that I wanted to do all day.
I expected to beat Team Atlanta today.
They just took it to us today.
This is what, honestly, a lot of us tennis players and competitors live to play in.
Tyler played really well. We're just playing smart, grinding us down.
I was feeding off the crowd.
She was obviously taking control, and she did really well.
Shutting some of these fans up has been the best thing for me, honestly.
I love that the fans are trash talking. You know, I want more of it.
I really performed the best in these situations.
I'm just excited that it's definitely going to be competitive. We lost, so it's obviously going to be competitive.
It's okay. We're fine. We'll be fine next week.
Well, that weekend was a very special weekend that put everybody on notice that the challenge team is ready to win here this week. For the challenge team, we have Christina McHale, Artemis Alasnasvili, Emily Smechkalova, Danny Muvinovic, London Vasilescu, Richard Biagiotti, and their coach, Manny Diaz, who is going to be joining us right now. Manny Diaz, welcome to Intense.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you.
All right, Manny, you've done it all when it comes to the original form of team tennis, college tennis, but now you're here in our intense format. What are you looking forward to today?
Well, I'm obviously looking to help our guys, have an upset victory. It's going to be an exciting match. Obviously, Atlanta is a very talented, experienced team. But we've got some great players on our side, and I'm just looking forward to help them in this format.
Manny, so as you know, you're going to play against Trent Bryde, one of your strongest players you've ever had at UGA. What are you expecting for him to bring the heat from you today?
Oh, I think, Trent's always up to the task. He's always going to be very, very emotional and excited about especially this format. It's going to be loud, it's going to be aggressive, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I wouldn't put him past him to pump his fist at me a couple times.
Well, Manny, one of the things that's going to be interesting, not just for Trent, but for everybody, is the new rules that changes even the strengths and weaknesses of a player. One serve, substitutions. What are the rules that really stand out to you that are going to affect today's matchup?
Well, probably the substitution rule. The one serve is going to make for a very aggressive style, I think. While you're not really going for aces, you're certainly going to be looking to be aggressive off the ground at the first opportunity. So, this hitting a winner for 2 points, you don't want to be on defense. You want to stay on offense if you got an opportunity to get on offense, and you want to keep it that way.
Now, you've coached so many matches, but this is going to be the first time you actually get to use timeouts. You can stop the momentum of your team. Talk about how that can impact things.
Well, momentum is so important in tennis, and so this is a great tool for a coach to kind of slow things down, especially when things are not going your way. I love the idea. Let's see how it works for me.
Now, and how important is it from the energy from the bench to be engaged even when they're not playing?
Yeah, now we're going to have guys ready to come in, and we're going to have a lot of energy coming from the sideline. The audience is going to be great, but we've got to have it from within. That's where it all starts.
Well, you got to give us a little bit of a sneak peek. Who's going to start things off?
It's still a secret.
All right. Well, Manny, thank you so much. Good luck down there, and we'll see you throughout the match.
See you.
Well, we have to get to the roster that is going to be up against Manny Diaz. We have for Atlanta, Michaela Gordon, Tanya Sosnskaya, Ava Haraster, Raul Garcia, Kevin King, and there he is, the UGA Bulldog, Trent Bride. So we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Challenge Team versus Atlanta's getting closer.
Tennis has a really funny way of humbling you.
I'm Trent Bryde, and I play for Team Atlanta.
I grew up in Suwanee, Georgia, had the best childhood ever, had amazing parents. My dad was actually in tennis. He was the director of tennis at a country club called the Standard Club, and that's how I got introduced to the sport of tennis. I won the Super Nationals for 12s. It was the Clay Court Super Nationals, a really big tournament. After winning that, I was #1 in the country for that age division. And that's when I knew that I could really take this thing far. And I really wanted to be a professional tennis player. And that was my only goal. I wanted to be top 100 in the world. That was what I wanted to do. So from 14 to 18, and was able to be lucky enough to get to 8 in the world. It's a brutal grind. You're not going to luxurious areas, 15 years old, going to Lima, Peru, staying in a room with 3 guys, beds back to back to back, no hot water, no AC. We would open up the window at night, just so we can get a little bit of air, and there'd be construction all night, we wouldn't sleep. I was dealing with that at 15. I mean, it put life into perspective for me. Professional tennis, when you start at the bottom, right? When you're starting with the futures, it's the same thing. You're losing a lot of money. So until you get to the ATP events, it's not a great life in any way, shape, or form, really. I had an opportunity to choose whether to go to college or to turn pro. And of all those guys in the top 10, I think I was the only one that actually pursued college tennis.
Everyone to the Intense Arena. Challenge Team versus Atlanta getting closer. That's going to be today at 2 p.m. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we're going to come back. We're going to have Atlanta versus Jacksonville in a rematch of their June 28th nail-biter. But tonight at 7 p.m., Tampa takes on Jacksonville, where 2 Georgia Tech teammates are playing against each other for the first time. It's going to be incredible. Felipe, now you played at UGA.
Yes.
And you grew up in Atlanta as well. Talk about this Georgia Tech rivalry that we just have going on.
Yeah, no, it's one of the most intense matches of the year. It's always an honor to play, and it's always clean old-fashioned hate, as we like to say. You know, it's always, you wake up the morning before, you try and visualize, you try and prepare the best as possible. Georgia Tech is the one team you always want to beat as a Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see how things play out this weekend with all these rivalries, but we also caught up with Kay and Ale, who had some thoughts about playing against each other.
Let's go, Jackets! He has to do this!
I'll point there.
Let's go, Jackets! Let's go, Jackets! I messed up again. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. Let's go, Jackets!
We were teammates at Georgia Tech for 3 years.
I liked Ale from the beginning, so I spent a lot of time together.
I don't know, we're very close. She also looks after all of us like an older sister.
She's very outgoing, funny, like just a nice person, you know? And she works very hard in tennis, so what's not to like, you know?
I'm really looking forward to play against her.
We were always cheering for each other, but this time I will be cheering against her. Be very loud for Team Tampa.
It's going to be weird at the beginning because I have her like next to me all this time.
Just want you to know that Tampa is the team that you should be scared of, you know?
Well, of course I have a strategy. I've been knowing her for like 3 years.
I do have a strategy, but since Ale is not going to tell me her strategy, I'm not going to tell her my strategy.
It's all here.
Well, I'll just say, for my team, it's all here. It's all heart.
It's just going to be about us and having fun and intense and loud and finding another way to win, you know?
I agree with that. Just, I'll be winning.
That's going to be an exciting matchup today at 7 p.m. to see how those two go up against each other. But Felipe, today, coming up at 2 p.m., Challenge Team versus Atlanta. Welcome. This is your first time with us in the studio, getting to see all of this live in action. What are your thoughts as you get ready for today?
Yeah, man, I'm just so excited to see the format. You know, one serve, you get substitutions, timeout. You know, it's revolutionizing the game of tennis. It's an intense atmosphere for intense tennis. The fans are going to go crazy. It's going to be really exciting.
And we can talk about your bias. We can talk about it. You went to UGA. You played for Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz is here. You played alongside Trent Bryde, your teammate here, and now they are going up against each other. UGA alumni chat's got to be talking about this.
Yeah, I think the chat's probably a little excited right now, and I don't know who to cheer for. You know, obviously you have the greatest college tennis coach of all time on one side. One of the reasons, maybe the primary reason I even went to Georgia, they say that, you know, you can go to any school in the country, become a great tennis player, but you go to Georgia to become a man with Manny. That was one of the big selling points of going to UGA. But then possibly my best friend on the team, Trent Bride, we still see each other every week. He lives here in Atlanta, just a great friend of mine, a good mentor. So we'll see, you know, I think I'll be pissed and happy for whoever wins, but I hope it gets a little spark.
At least you know a UGA guy is going to win today, so that's great for you.
That's right.
But let's talk just quickly about the rules. What's the one rule that really sticks out to you that you're looking forward to?
You know, the 100%, it's the winners are 2 points. It kind of makes me think, okay, do I go aggressive and risk it? But then if I make it, obviously I have double the reward. Or am I going to see a lot of just grinding points and you don't let anyone else hit a winner on you? That's going to be a big tactical decision players are going to have to make.
Yeah, and then timeouts, the ability to stop momentum, regroup. And, you know, tennis has never had that before.
Yeah. You know, in tennis, you try and do your best. Maybe you go to the towel and you try and slow pace down. But here you can put a full stop. You put a period at the end of the sentence. It's going to be interesting to see how players handle that.
Yeah, and then the one serve rule. I mean, because that now you have to figure out, do I go aggressive? Do I not? You know, tell us the truth. How confident is Trent in his one serve?
So Trent and I were actually practicing the other day, and he was just slapping first serves. So we'll see. I think he likes to serve. Obviously, you got to kick it a lot, make sure you get good net clearance and height over the net to make sure you have good margins and make a lot of serves. But I think we'll see Trent maybe rain down a couple aces here and there.
Oh, well, I definitely look forward to seeing that big serve, getting those +2s. We'll see how Manny Diaz is going to try to get everything going. He's got Danny Mubinovic and London Vasilescu, both guys that have made it through the Challenge Series, back onto the roster here. So he's actually got some experience with him to try to help guide him through this. And he's got 2 Clemson girls as well, and Christina McHale to help him get that win today. But when we come back, the show is going to start. Challenge Team versus Atlanta. Stay with us.
My name is Michaela Gordon, and I play for Team Atlanta. I spent a lot of my childhood in South Dakota, and I ended up picking up a tennis racket when I was maybe 4 years old. It's funny, the first thing that comes to mind is actually playing in South Dakota on ice-covered courts, because we only had limited indoor courts there, and just trying to shovel off the ice so that my dad could feed me balls. I have 4 siblings, I'm right in the middle. So I have 2 older brothers, younger sister, younger brother. It was great being in a family where all my siblings were also athletes. We really pushed each other. I think they're a big reason why I'm really competitive. I would say one of the biggest challenges growing up playing tennis was the demands of kind of the global tennis schedule. So I started playing ITFs when I was 13, which obviously is really young to be traveling the world by yourself. Having a lack of stability on the junior tour and not having a lot of consistency in terms of where I was, even just location-wise, was really hard for me. And it's one of the big reasons I wanted to go play team tennis in college, because I just wanted a more stable routine to be able to play at Stanford and get a scholarship and be part of that community of incredible women was something that I really couldn't turn down. Being on the team, being a student athlete, I think it taught me a lot about managing my time, about having that dedication to what you're doing and kind of managing different personalities and leading a team towards a common goal.
first time we're in this INTENNSE Arena.
Oh, super excited about it.
Everything's neon, everything's lighting up under the purple lights.
It's like a basketball arena.
You feel like you're playing for someone which way bigger than yourself?
First time stepping on the court is going to be crazy.
There's definitely going to be intensity and energy.
Let's go! Coming in as a challenger and beating Team Atlanta men was something that I wanted to do all day. Shutting some of these fans up has been the best thing for me.
Yes, I expected to beat Team Atlanta today.
They just did well, and they played the conditions better than us today.
It was an intense match.
Maybe it didn't go exactly as planned. Credit to Jacksonville.
Sam came out, started on fire.
Kudos to Sam. He started insane.
I just tried my hardest, and I got the win today.
Intense League, get there, get at it.
I was feeding off the crowd.
This is what, honestly, a lot of us tennis players and competitors live to play in.
That was the most fun tennis match I've ever played in my life.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like when I feel like when I feel like
Jacksonville will be taking the W today.
when I feel like
So happy. Opening weekend, I guess there's some nerves, no doubt. For me, I always see these opportunities for improvement.
like when I feel like
Hopefully we win that energy battle.
We have a really good plan, and it's going to work.
We also have a very good plan.
They don't have...
We do.
Yep, awesome.
Marcelo did a great job firing us all up.
Somebody has to lose, someone has to win, but I know it's going to make us hungry to come back and beat them.
I want us to be the most passionate, most resilient team in the league.
Gonna get back when I feel like when I feel like when I feel like don't give me when I feel like back when I feel like when I feel like.
Tennis has a really funny way of humbling you.
I'm Trent Bride, and I play for Team Atlanta.
I grew up in Swanee, Georgia, had the best childhood ever, had amazing parents. My dad was actually in tennis. He was the director of tennis at a country club called the Standard Club, and that's how I got introduced to the sport of tennis. I won the Super Nationals for 12s. It was the Clay Court Super Nationals, a really big tournament. After winning that, I was #1 in the country for that age division. And that's when I knew that I could really take this thing far. And I really wanted to be a professional tennis player. And that was my only goal. I wanted to be top 100 in the world. That was what I wanted to do. So from 14 to 18, and was able to be lucky enough to get to 8 in the world. It's a brutal grind. You're not going to luxurious areas, 15 years old, going to Lima, Peru, staying in a room with 3 guys, beds back to back to back, no hot water, no AC. We would open up the window at night, just so we can get a little bit of air, and there'd be construction all night, we wouldn't sleep. I was dealing with that at 15. I mean, it put life into perspective for me. Professional tennis, when you start at the bottom, right? When you're starting with the futures, it's the same thing. You're losing a lot of money. So until you get to the ATP events, it's not a great life in any way, shape, or form, really. I had an opportunity to choose whether to go to college or to turn pro. And of all those guys in the top 10, I think I was the only one that actually pursued college tennis.
The loudness and the energy, I just couldn't believe it.
I love the energy of the crowd. Let's go!
'Cause I'm back in my zone now.
I'm gonna keep burying you into the ground as fast as I can and as deep as I can.
Welcome everyone to the Intense Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. We're coming up shortly. We have Atlanta looking to extend their win streak against the challenge team who has Mr. UGA himself, Manny Diaz, trying to lead his team to another upset victory. I'm J.Y. Obone. We have to get to the rules, though, that fans are going to need to know as they follow today's action.
Hey, it's Trent from Team Atlanta. If you want to watch Intense, you gotta know the rules because it's different from the tennis you're used to. Let's go.
Intense is a team sport. Each team consists of 6 players, 3 men, 3 women, roll on, roll off, substitutes all throughout.
Each Pro League duel is made up of 3 matches, men's and women's singles, men's and women's doubles, and mixed doubles.
Each match is made up of 3 10-minute bolts with shot clocks in use. Each team has 2 timeouts per match.
We have easy-to-follow numerical scoring with 1 point for a regular win and 2 points for a clean winner.
One toss, one serve. Once the ball is in the air, you got to hit it, make it, or lose the point.
The server sets the pace. Returners must be ready, and there's a maximum of 14 seconds between points.
Bolt 6 electric line calling will be overseen by Intense officials.
At the end of each match, the highest score wins. A deciding point will be played if teams are tied at the final whistle of the final bolt.
The team with the highest aggregate score at the end of the final ball of the final match is declared the winning team and takes home the cash.
Got it? Good. Enjoy the matches.
Those are the rules, but now let's get to the challenge team roster where we have Christina McHale, Artemis Aslanashvili, Annalise Meskalova, Danny Muminovic, London Vasilescu, and Richard Biagiotti. Now let's meet Team Atlanta.
Michaela Gordon, Stanford University. I can name every country.
Tanya Sosnowski, University of Texas at Austin. I can pickle anything.
Ava Haraster, Auburn University, and my twin brother is 2 years younger than me. Science.
Kevin King, Georgia Tech, and I'm a huge Steelers fan.
Trent Bryde, University of Georgia, and I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 1 minute.
That's Team Atlanta. All right, those are the rosters. What an incredible match. I get to introduce our co-host for the day, Felipe Costa. Welcome, man.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
It's going to be an exciting afternoon where we have this new dynamic, this new format, men and women competing together. What's the one thing you're looking forward to today?
Oh, man, the exciting rules. It's going to be a fast-paced atmosphere. I hope the fans are rowdy. It's going to be really, really exciting to see dog versus dog, Trent Bride versus Manny Diaz.
Dog versus dog, yes it is. Let's see how things go this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Intense Arena, it's time now for our starting lineups. First up is Team Atlanta, led by their coach from Brazil. He's part-time instructor, part-time hype man, and mentor tenedor. He is Marcelo Ferreira. Next up, right here from the Atlanta, Georgia, 3-time ITA All-American for the University of Georgia. He's a dog that has the dog inside of him. That's Trent Bride. From Santa Cruz de la Sierra Bolava, he is a former number 1 ranked junior in his home country. OMG is RG Raul Garcia. From Beach Street City, Georgia, a tennis prodigy in his own right. Since the age of 4 years old, he owns everything and being the king of the court. He is Kevin King. Next up, from Minsky Belarus, call her Tanya 2 times as she's ranked in both singles and doubles, has represented 2 colleges and earned a #1 ranking in the ITA doubles. You know her as Tanya Senanuskia. Next up from Duluth, Georgia, a multiple-time All-American from Georgia Tech. Call her Big Six with the way she stands, snatches, and wins. That is Ava, her roster. From Saratoga, California, she leads Stanford to 2 NCAA championships, and she brings the West Coast vibe all the way here to the A. Last but certainly not least is Michaela Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for our Atlanta team. Next up is our challenge squad taking on our Atlanta team for today, led by their coach from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He is from Georgia, a legend leading UGA to 4 NCAA titles as Bulldogs head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, the big dog himself, it's Manny Diaz. Next up from Bosnia-Herzegovina, he's a genius with the racket and in the classroom as well. A member of the USTA Student Athlete Advisory Committee is Daniel Minutovic. From Atlanta, Georgia, a rising junior tennis standout and a 2-time challenge team member. Currently a senior at Capstone Academy is London Vasilescu. Next up from Copenhagen, Denmark, sitting an amazing 6'4" and an imposing and dominant figure over his competition. He's the Danish destroyer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Richard Beneluccioti. Locally from New Jerusalem, that's New Jersey. Fluent in English, Spanish, and Mandarin. Just as a multi-talent on the court and serves to win is Christina McHale. From Greece, a top-ranked junior in her own country, currently a Tiger at Clemson. And bringing a ferocious being to here into Intense, it's Artemis Adonuspili. And last but certainly not least, from the Czechoslovakian Czech Republic, a former top 30 ranked junior globally. She is forced in singles, doubles, and even triples. She is known by Amira Senemufilovic.
Two incredible rosters right there. Felipe, the one standout. We talked a lot about Trent, talked a lot about Manny. Got a great team for Atlanta, but Christina McHale leading the challenge team. What are your thoughts?
I mean, that's just insane for the league. You have someone who used to be top 30 WTA, played all the Grand Slams. We just had Wimbledon coming up. She was in that, winning matches at the highest professional level, and she has the greatest coach of all time, all of a sudden coaching one of the greatest female players ever. Welcome to Intense.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to see also, because it is a different format, though. She was great in the traditional form of tennis, and it's going to take a minute for her to get used to it. They have been practicing. We'll see how she'll do it. But first, let's get down.
This is the start of our men's singles. Atlanta will be the host team. Challengers the call. Tails. Heads. Heads is the call. It's tails. Atlanta to serve.
And it's time. Kevin King for Atlanta on the near side. Looks like he is going to be starting it off against London Vasilescu, the 17-year-old who made it through the Challenge Series. It'll be a second time, but now imagine you're 17 years old, you get to start in this arena, but then Kevin King comes out with a +2 when you hit a clean winner right there.
Yeah, I mean, this was Kevin King's professional game. He comes in, he loves coming to the net, unbelievable volleys from him. We're gonna see a lot of serve volleys, probably a lot of 2-pointers from Kevin King today.
So as you see, he hits that clean winner, it's +2, you go back and you serve on the same side. Was that another winner there? He did touch, but what's going on? Even London was trying to sell the call right there.
Yeah.
I tried to sell the call to knock it down for Joe. Can't blame him. So he sold it very well. 3-0. Ooh, going for the big serve as he's loosening up. And there you see our one serve, one toss rule here. 9 minutes left in this first of 3 10-minute bolts in men's singles.
And that's a huge momentum shift with the one serve. I mean, you see basically 2 single faults in a row, and that's 2 points already gone. Momentum swings so quickly in intense tennis. And
what's tough there for London is that cold shoulder. So if you're a little bit nervous under these big lights, and we see the trade-offs back and forth because we have no warm-up here. We don't want to waste time seeing these guys warm up. And just play, man. We want action, and here they are. But we see the nerves coming in play right now from the young junior. Let's see if Kevin King on the near side will take advantage.
Oh, that's a lucky net cord, but we'll take it all day. I think he just needs to settle into the match a little bit more, get into a little bit of a longer rally, and it's tough against Kevin King, someone who comes in so much, gets so many clean volleys.
And there you see, he wants to work in to kind of get those nerves down, but it's tough with that one serve rule. I keep saying I want to see the underhand serve, but heavy topspin, not the little dink thing. Like, hit it so they don't just crush it.
Yeah.
There's Manny Diaz right there, coaching Richard Biagiotti. I wonder what that's like, coaching a Georgia Tech player there. Is he going to give him the full advice?
You know, I think there's something internally that might stop him from really, really diving deep, telling him all those deepest secrets about how he can really succeed. But, you know, here it's Intense is about trying to win the point and trying to win the match. There's a lot of money in it at the end of the day.
Now that looked like he's more nervous than I was before I sat in that chair today. Didn't even hit the strings there. Let's see if we're going to see a quick sub right there. It looks like Manny Diaz is signaling that London's going to be coming out. Let's see what's going on. Kevin King nervous as well. He wants to be at the net, but he's chosen to stay back, get that serve and play a little bit more, grind it out. Both guys working through.
Curious to see if Manny's going to make a substitution here soon.
London's loosened up a little bit. This is what that long rally you were talking about that might help him calm down.
Exactly what he needs here. That's it.
Oh, that's big.
And there's a sub. London! Boom, London is out. We have Richard Biagiotti from Georgia Tech is in. We got coach versus student.
Nice relaxed serve there. We can see a little bit of his experience playing in team formats. Using the slice, I love that. You're nervous, use the slice, stay calm right there. Here coming in from Georgia Tech, the Danish player.
I mean, it's a probably interesting strategy coming straight off a bench. You know, Kevin King has been playing since the beginning of this bowl, and all of a sudden Richard comes in. Okay, what's the strategy here? Does he try and disrupt Kevin's rhythm? Does he try and gain rhythm himself?
Looking for that serving ball.
Oh, good.
It was good.
Oh, we'll take it.
Oh, dropped in, +2. Oh, man, the nerves are flying around here.
Wow.
Gosh, that's a huge point for the challenge team, 10-8. Great moment right here to try to bring in Kelly Kroll, our on-court commentator, who's hearing all the little secrets going on courtside.
Strategy between these two coaches. Marcelo said it would be so important for the men's singles to try and gain a big lead. And he is talking about because what could happen, of course, in the women's side when you talk about having Christina here today. Now, as far as Manny Diaz, we've already seen one substitution. He talked all about momentum and how you can't let these guys, as far as Atlanta, get too far ahead in this match. So we already saw him make one substitution. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Challenge team hanging around here at 12-9. Felipe, I totally did not understand what you were talking about when you were earlier. Totally miss it. Kevin King, Georgia Tech coach against Georgia Tech player. I thought, like, what is he talking about? Honestly, put 2 and 2 together. I should have studied your note sheet earlier today. So for those of you tuning in, Kevin King, also the assistant coach at Georgia Tech, played at Georgia Tech, coaches Richard Biagiotti. Now, we should have really played. This whole weekend is crazy with rivalries everywhere here.
Oh, yeah. No, we have generational talent over here. So Kevin King played at Georgia Tech, graduated, played on the professional tour. Big match against Joe Wilfred Songa back in the day in the Australian Open. Now making his shine here in the Intense Tennis League.
Yeah, Danny Muminovic now in on the far side for the challenge team, making another appearance for them. Each week, when watching him in the Challenge Series, he's been looking better and better, more comfortable in this format. He came out a little bit nervous in his first go-around, but hung in there pretty well. And Kevin, 17-10 lead right now, 4 minutes left in this first of 3 10-minute bolts. He's starting to loosen up and attack those returns right there.
I mean, especially when you have an 8-point lead, I think it's so easy at this point. You can start going for things, you know, you miss, it's just one, but if you get it in and you hit a winner, I mean, you can extend your lead so fast.
And Danny loves to play from a little farther back, grew up in the clay courts in Bosnia, likes a little bit more time, but Kevin really takes away that time with that serve and volley, so Danny's going to have to return very well if he's going to be all the way back there. That's a world-class volley. Wow. those that are watching through our Twitch stream or Peachtree Sports Network, don't forget to scan that QR code if you do want to come in person tonight at 7 p.m., but also tomorrow at 2 p.m. And we still have 2 more weekends coming up, just in case you can't make it this weekend. But the person who's making his team very happy right now with his appearance today is Kevin King, 22-10. Wonder if we're going to get either a timeout or a substitution pretty soon, because Kevin's volleys are on fire as he's racking up the +2s, and we do get a timeout right there. He's heating up, but let's see what's going to be courtside with Manny and his team.
Yeah, his kick serve to your forehand. Huh? Yeah, all good. Got to make sure if Kevin is in, that kicker, hit it to his backhand. Don't let him take a free swing at that forehand. I think Raul's coming in.
The kick should be like get closer, or should we go back?
Well, if he's serving and volleying, you got to hold the court. You got to stay up. If he's serving and volleying, I think Raul is coming in. You go back in. All right. Yeah. Take your time. This is just one point at a time. All right, let's go. Danny's going to stay in.
Manny, can you hear me? This is Felipe here.
You go, Danny.
Manny, you there? Manny.
Manny's he's just locked in. He is locked in. I wanted to try to talk to Manny to get his thoughts. They've gone through a couple substitutions already, but this guy's here to win. He doesn't have time to talk to us right now.
Yeah, you know, one of the beauties of the Manny Diaz coaching style is that he sees things before other people. Obviously, Kevin King with a great kick serve, and he's saying don't let him hit forehands. Obviously, the forehand is such a dangerous shot, especially with Kevin King always coming in. You got to make him test out the backhand volley. It's one of Manny Diaz's coaching philosophies.
Danny Muminovich, far side for the challenge team, gets an overhead winner +2, goes back to serve on the same side, wondering if Raul should have just tapped that one in the ground, not really give him that opportunity. But Raul looks a little bit relaxed when he comes in right now with a 25-12 lead. Good time to come in and just work your way in. And these unforced errors are just piling on a little bit too much for Danny, who made it through the challenge series here that occurs on Thursdays and Fridays. Top 3 men, top 3 women get an opportunity to play on the challenge team and play for great coaches like Manny against one of our full-time rosters here. And today it's Atlanta trying to knock down the challenge team.
I mean, it's a huge opportunity to be on the challenge team as well with Christina McHale on that team. Obviously, top 30 in the world WTA on a challenge team. You know, scanning that QR code, you get a chance to play with some of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to scan that QR code and sign up. Come on, man. As much as I love having you here, you know, break your phone out. Sign up. Come on.
I mean, the QR code I scan is to be sitting right here with you, man. I'm feeling extra retired these days.
All right, bonus points right there. I'll get you a little dessert tonight.
There we go.
Ooh, that backhand. Yeah, Felipe Costa here at JY Obona. Week 4 of the Intense League. Manny Diaz, greatest college tennis coach in history, going up against Marcelo Ferreira, Pepperdine, Texas Tech coach, now leading the Atlanta team, and hopefully he can lead Raul's backhand and at least go over the net the next time he hits it.
Yeah, let's go, Raul. I mean, I was watching Raul hit a little bit in the warm-up before these matches started. He was lacing the ball, but it looks like, I mean, he's spraying all over the place a little bit. The backhand's going short, the forehand's going wide. I think the challengers could, if he stays focused over here, can make a little bit of a comeback. But 1 minute left. What's going to happen here? He's going to have to start going for some winners.
The screens are lit up yellow, letting them know this first bolt might be coming into an end very soon. Single fault rule right there. Only one serve and one toss. It's kind of tricky. It looks like he still hasn't found his rhythms. Some of these serves have been a little bit too slow, too calm. I haven't seen him loosen up and hit the way he was in the challenge series. You know, when he's letting it go, that's when he's at his best. And right now, just a little too conservative. Raul as well. Both these players look tight. It's Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. under the lights. These guys are tight.
Yeah, I mean, it's sunny outside. They come inside of the air conditioning. It's hot Atlanta day, and they're playing some comfy tennis. Obviously, the pressure's on. It's an intense atmosphere.
There's the backhand. Okay.
Yeah, come on. Give me a winner here. Yeah, there we go.
Are you liking that winner because Manny Diaz is coaching that team?
You know,
I think I just found out who you want to win.
I have no bias here, but I will say Manny is almost like a grandfather figure to me.
Last point of the bolt. then he tried to loosen up a little bit. At one point, it was a double-digit lead, crawled his way back. Raul Garcia for Atlanta didn't play that great. 8-point lead for Atlanta right now over the challenge team, Felipe. They're a little bit nervous, both teams, trying to figure out where to start.
You know, it would be interesting. It's almost like, okay, maybe you lost the first bowl. Oh, yes. Let's see here. Okay, so, I mean, the overall, the vibe was all Atlanta. It was all Atlanta coming forward. Kevin King really started off so well coming forward, you know, making some great volley winners, extending that lead to over double digits. But, you know, slowly, Team Challenger couldn't really find a rhythm. You know, they had a substitution here and there, but I think Manny's getting in grip on how the coaching style should be, how the substitutions should go. We'll see if they can find their way in the women's singles here.
Well, the guy who's got a great grip on his volleys is Kevin King, who's courtside with Kelly Kroll.
He sure did, and got out to a very big lead after that first bowl. How big is that in setting the tone to this match, Kevin?
Yeah, that's something the team talked about. Marcelo talked about really setting the tone from the start. I wanted to come out and go after it and just try and execute my game, and it worked out.
It sure did, and you even got to go from mentor-coach to then playing Richard. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, we've played a lot over the last couple of years in practice, so we know each other well. We know our games well, so it was fun. It was fun.
What will the key be now to extending, of course, as Marcelo said, this lead here in the next bowl?
Yeah, I think we just need to keep building our energy, keep building our game plan, and try and progress each bolt. And if we do that, I think it's up to us. It's on our terms, so that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Let's go Atlanta.
All right, bolt 2 on the way.
Bolt 2 coming up. Still got that sweater on though, Felipe, so I wonder, does that mean he's still sitting down? He's got that knee brace he's wearing. I call it the old man brace, but I think he calls it the dad brace. You know, he's a father, but I wonder if they're trying to manage his time, because he played great to start off. I'm surprised he's still not in. And we see Trent Bryde here also loosening up. Let's see if he's going to get his opportunity to come in soon. Just saw a high five. Let's see it.
This could be Trent Bryde's moment to finally demolish his coach.
I'm sure Manny's made him run a lot of times in Athens, and Trent finally gets his opportunity to say, you know what, it's my time to put the pain in. And there it is. Manny Diaz gets to watch as his former student at UGA, Trent Bride for Atlanta, is in against London Vasilescu, who had a nervous start on the far side for the challenge team. Started to loosen up a bit. Let's see if now he's worked his way into the match. He's at least trying to swing bigger, which is more like himself.
100%. But I am curious why Manny put London back in after a slow start. You know, he's younger, 17 years old, not as experienced as some of the other players, and playing against a 5-time All-American in Trent Bride. We'll see how he does here.
5 times? How do you get to be 5 times when you only played 4 years?
Well, he played 5 years. He played a 5th-year senior. I was on a team with him. He had a COVID year. So Trent and I, we both have rings. We got that 2023 SEC championship. One of our close teammates, Ethan Quinn, obviously out on the ATP tour now. Hopefully we can get Ethan playing some intense tennis one of these days.
Yeah, I think if, you know, I had Bourbon Street as a bar to go to, then I would stay a 5th year as well. So
that's crazy that you mentioned Bourbon Street specifically. I mean, I can't remember.
May or may not have driven by it.
Oh boy, yeah, no, Trent obviously has 0 memories in Bourbon Street.
32-23, second of 3 10-minute bolts. A big shout out to our sponsors that helped get this historic league going. Boast, Turner Grip, Solinco, Emory Sports Medicine, Dolicious, Ion Sport, our partner that helps us with all the scoring and everything. Thank you, everybody. So much fun as we're in week 4, and Trent's starting to fire up that forehand against London. Best rally of the match so far.
And a special thank you to Bose for my shirt today. I mean, this thing is comfortable. Oh, no way.
Little touch game here? London's still in it?
Oh, it's amazing. What a point. I mean, that is just Manny Diaz, you know, getting fired up for his team, making a quick substitution. Trent Bride is about to serve there, as you see the fast-paced nature of the Intense Tennis League.
Well, I think that return was actually going out, but that's a strategy you have to play with, right? Sure, maybe that ball was going out, but that's a high forehand volley. Sometimes you take that opportunity trying to get your +2, but it backfired as Atlanta's just up 10 in this second of 3 10-minute bolts in men's singles.
Seems like challenge team is getting a little bit of momentum here. I think the substitution was a really smart idea for Manny there. Quick free 2 points for the challenge team. We'll see how Trent Bryde responds here.
And I think also that long point for London, the team, they see that loosened everybody up. It's one of those weird moments where they've lost that point, but you could see everyone else was happy with how they're building and getting closer. And Danny's going to see if he can close this gap right now.
And it's an interesting feeling because I feel like as a substitute when you're on the bench, though you have the option to come in, it's almost like you feel the momentum of your player that's currently on. You feel the losses, you feel the wins, and you can feel the momentum as the match goes forward. Challenge team going up to 27, ATL 34, 7 minutes left in this bowl.
That's his biggest forehand of the day. Uh-oh. Do not want to leave balls hanging to Trent Bride's forehand.
Yep.
Boom! Plus
Boom.
2!
Unbelievable from Trent Bryde. You know, that backhand of his is so solid, but he can really rip the forehand. You know, there's a little bit of media coverage out there. Trent Bryde ripping some forehands with Marcelo, coach for the Atlanta team. He's feeding him some balls, and Trent has really been working on getting a lot more pace on that forehand, which is something that, you know, at Georgia, have to admit, the forehand return was actually one of the weaknesses of Trent Bryde, but all of a sudden, there he is, backhand return coming in, but all of a sudden that forehand return, and forehand specifically, is really creating a lot of damage here for Team Atlanta.
Let's see if we can sneak in a comment from Marcelo if he's not too locked in on Trent here. Marcelo, how are things going courtside?
Give me a feel here, let's go.
Marcelo, can you hear us up here?
Nice. Okay, Trent, under.
Marcelo, you good now?
Yeah.
You got your sub in, Kevin King. You brought him back. How was Trent's performance there?
Could have been a little bit better. You know, like, obviously it's always tough when you come in and you're not fully warmed up. But I just felt like he was rushing a little bit. We had a plan to just make a few more balls the first couple of points for him to get some rhythm. Didn't really follow it at 100%, so that's why it was shaky. I think maybe he was looking a little bit better towards, you know, the last few points. But I just feel like right now, the way Kevin's playing, the way with his style just puts a lot of pressure. I just got to get him back in.
Awesome. Well, he gets that beautiful leg court down there. Thank you, Marcelo. Good luck there.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, if I'm Team Atlanta at this moment with the way Kevin King is playing today, you know, I don't know if I would be making many substitutions. If I'm Manny Diaz here, I'd be trying everything I can to try and break some rhythm. Obviously, maybe you look at the game styles of your challenge team. You know, right now, number 21 has a huge forehand. Hopefully can dip it down. We'll see what can happen here.
Manny, this is JY here. Can you hear us? See if Danny there is asking for a substitution or confirming if he's going to stay in the court. 43-31, 4 minutes left here. Women's singles coming up after this. Men play 10 more minutes after this, and women's singles are going to be following. Then all 3 doubles formats to finish it all off. Danny Muminovic on the far side, Kevin King on the near side trying to unleash a forehand. He's going to live and die with just those big shots, and when they're on, that's what's helped give his team this 10-point lead.
And JY, you know, you've been to, this is week 4 of the Intense Tennis League here. Why do you think that Team Challenge can't really close this gap? Do they need to change their tactics? Is this just credit to Team Atlanta? What do you think they can do a little bit differently here?
Well, like at this point, the biggest advantage for Atlanta is they're just practicing and playing in this roster so much. In the Challenge Series, we have this great event where people can work their way onto one of these incredible duels against our full-time rosters, but they're not living and training and breathing the Intense League. Yeah. And they're trying to figure things out as they go. And you know, there you see the QR code. So if you think you can be the next Danny Muminovic, London Vasilescu, to get on that team, scan that QR code, come out here, and if you make it through, you play here. But the thing is, these players, when they go back, they're still training this format. Their fitness levels are switching to this type of tennis, and traditional tennis is very different. And so that's the biggest advantage for Atlanta. Kevin King is just locked in. He's been playing this for now 2 months with practice. And some of these other players for the challenge team, this has been their first experience. And that's tough for them.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, you can tell, I mean, the nerves that you're seeing on some of the challenge players, especially early on, it's to do with the format. You know, it's you're comfortable when you have 2 serves and you can take your time, but all of a sudden, you know, fans are loud. There's vuvuzelas, there's rattles shaking all over. One of the reasons why it's so fun to come to the Intense Tennis League, you can come and absolutely go crazy. There's music pumping every time.
There's that QR code on the screen if you do want to come and visit this incredible arena. No place like it. 2 minutes left. We got another match tonight at 7 p.m. and then tomorrow at 2 p.m. so you can still make it out. And then 2 more weekends after this as we see Richard Biagiotti, coach against player. I got this one down this time, Felipe. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and I think, who do you think has the bigger advantage? Do you think it's Kevin King, who knows everything about, you know, his players? But is it Richard Biagiotti, who he's the only coach that he really plays against on a daily basis?
You say Biagiotti, I say Biagiotti. I'm going to use the Italian.
Biagiotti.
You know, got to give it to him, you know.
Oh, boy.
I don't even think he has an Italian bone in him, but he's got the name, so.
We'll give it to him here. If he wins this point, I'll call him Biagiotti.
If he wins this
All
point,
right.
if he wins this next one, we got to get him some gelato.
100%. Yeah, I mean, the Atlanta restaurants here. I mean, you come to an intense tennis match, maybe you go out to the Atlanta restaurant, get some Antico pizza. Recently on the Michelin Guide. That thing is amazing.
Don't start with pizza with me. 50-37, last minute of the second bolt here.
That is
big forehand.
Huge from Kevin King. I mean, if you just look, last couple points here, just look how clean his technique is. One of the things that I teach as a tennis coach is more moving parts or more things that can go wrong. When you look at Kevin King's style, everything's so simple, it's so quiet. That's a huge serve, unbelievable. Kick wide to the righty forehand. It's a sneaky play, but it worked well.
It's so dangerous when you play somebody like Kevin when they're serving well. In this one serve format, you're used to winning more points on the return side of stuff. But then you come in Kevin, and even though he's only got 1 serve, and he is rocking that serve, serving well. 14-point lead for Atlanta, less than 20 seconds left. Great return. Ooh, I was surprised he didn't go forward on that.
100%.
I thought he would have had that little drop volley.
Yeah, I don't know if that's, I think Kevin made it a coach to fix that decision there.
Let's go. Last point. We're going to rush it to sneak it in. Richard goes for the big serve. It
No
looks
way,
like
it
it
was
landed in.
Wow.
+2. Kevin does not like that call, but that's a huge way to help his team close the gap a little bit more. 52-41 for Atlanta. Kevin King comes in, gives them that little extra boost, but the challenge team for the last few minutes of both bolts just finds a way to hang in there, and they're not playing their best, but they sneak it in, Felipe, as we look at some of these highlights here.
Yeah, 100%. I think we saw some big momentum shifts in that second bolt there with Manny really trying to make some important substitutions. This point was crazy, a little almost like pickleball kitchen action, but we all know we don't like pickleball here. But boom, this is a huge overhit from Trent. You see some fist bumps here. Team Atlanta is starting to get the crowd behind their side.
Yeah, Kevin King came back in and started to help out his team, but the challenge team hanging around, and the one who's hanging around with Kelly Kroll courtside is going to be Manny Diaz.
First of all, what do you think of the intense format?
Exciting, exciting. Let me tell you, I got to be on my toes as a coach. I've had to make a few substitutions. We right now have no answer for Kevin King's serve and volley, aggressive style. So we've got to find an answer right here. I thought we did a really good job when Raul was in against Danny. So I'm hoping that I see Raul warming up. I hope we get that opportunity again. Maybe we can make up some lost lead right here. But exciting.
I was just going to ask Danny, what would you hope to see against Kevin? How do you slow him down on a day like this?
Yeah, well, you got to return well. You got to get that return down. You got to make it uncomfortable for him.
All right, well, make it close for us, Coach. Right. We appreciate it. Manny, thank you. Bolt 3, men's singles on the way.
Thanks, Kelly. Getting ready here for Bolt 3, our final one of this men's singles portion. Big shout out to everybody watching us on the Peachtree Sports Network, on Twitch as well, YouTube. There's Kevin King, the leader of this team today, who's taking a breather as we start the third bolt. Raul Garcia is, and Manny gets his wish. Let's see if Danny on the far side for the challenge team can take advantage. Ooh, that's what Manny was talking about. That's what Manny was looking for when Raul was in. His backhand looked nervous and tight. We'll see if Danny's gonna exploit that side, because this forehand can be big.
See, that's a spray, but it's at least him loosening up. It's him letting the arm go. I think maybe he needs to let 1 or 2 of those go, because, you know, bolt 1 and 2 was a lot of just mistakes from the challenge side and not much freedom. But right now we're getting a little bit of tension from the Atlanta team. Oh, back to a 10-point difference. And we got the challenge team looking real focused here. Less double faults, good serve there.
While we have so much tennis left afterwards, I think the men for Atlanta wanted to give themselves a big lead because they know the challenge team is extremely strong this week. And so they wanted to give themselves as much a cushion in case Christina McHale and Artemis and Amy really just caught fire. Atlanta has great women too, so I don't know if they really need a big lead, but I wonder if that's the tension the men are feeling. But there's a little tension there from Danny with that 1 serve, 1 toss. You do not get a second opportunity here, so if your serve's a little bit nervy, this is not where you want to play. It's loosening up, like you said, he's playing a little bit better.
Raul, really fast footwork there. That's one of the things, you know, if you're trying to improve your tennis game, watch Raul and his feet. He stays a little bit further behind the baseline. You know, he's got a little bit more topspin with his shots, but he makes sure he gets real low with his legs. Look at this. Boom. Great footwork over here.
All right, now we're starting to see some rallies here. See if they can settle in. Hasn't been the highest level of tennis. They get started more nervy from both teams.
I mean, that's a great point here. Backhand galore.
Oh no, why do that?
Risky situation here. Go, go, go! Oh!
Manny, I don't think that's what he was hoping for with Raul going in. But Raul is a person that relies on longer rallies, working his way in a little bit. So that's not a good sign if you're the challenge team. Big shout out to everybody in the Twitch stream. Appreciate Max Benson thinking I have a great forehand, but it's not as great as Trent's when he's on fire. And the backhand, well, I can say I have the best one-handed backhand here because nobody has a one-handed backhand on the court.
Well, we haven't seen Manny Diaz back in his prime. Well, we just heard don't rush it from Manny Diaz, which is interesting commentary. You got 7 minutes left and your team is down bad. I think it could be a stroke of genius from him, or... All right, Coach Manny Diaz. Coach Manny, can you hear us here?
I can hear you.
All right, Coach. Team's down 16. What do you think your team needs to be doing in order to regain this?
Well, we need to... We had no answer for Kevin. I mean, his serve and volley game was very strong. He played very well. Our returning game was not the greatest. We just got to find a little more rhythm. Right now, we're playing a little nervous. We've got to settle in a little bit. We got to stay close. We knew Atlanta had a great men's singles lineup. We just need to stay a little closer. We need to make up a little bit of ground here, and I feel good.
Awesome, Manny. Thank you. Good luck down there.
Thanks. Here we go, Richard.
Funny timing, just as Manny said, playing a little nervous down there. Richard just totally hits it straight into the roof right there.
Yeah, framed it up high.
Yeah, it's tough, you know.
Yeah, come on,
Let's see if Richard can pick it up. He's got the game that when he plays well, he can really do some damage, but just needs to get a rhythm in. It's hard when you got players like Raul Garcia now also playing well on the other side of the net. There you see our no-let rule there, so if a serve hits the net and it goes over, we play it.
And break volley. If we're at Georgia, Raul's getting chirped all day for that unbelievably bad mistake. That's an easy 2-pointer from him. He just needed to put it anywhere. All of a sudden, he dumps it into the net.
On his serve,
just got to hang in there, Richard. Both teams look like they're loosening up, but the level hasn't picked up right there. 63-47. Atlanta on the near side. Raul Garcia, the legend for Kennesaw State.
If we just saw Raul tie his shoes a little bit, maybe he's trying to waste a little time. You think all of a sudden he's got a little lead, maybe spend an extra second or two just tying the shoes. Could be a smart tactic with a 63-48 lead.
Or maybe spent a little time at Bourbon Street and needed a little extra second to recover that. And Richard spraying some forehands inside out wide. What's the Italian restaurant in Athens that everybody goes to? The
Zizi and Simone. Zizi and Simone is, oh my, that's top notch.
Ooh, thought he would have taken the swing and volley.
Oh, wow. Yes, and wow, I mean, you could hear the crowd, you know, during the point. They're clanging their bells, they're blowing on their vuvuzelas, just trying to distract the players. If you scan the QR code on the screen, you too can be a part of the Intense Tennis League, where the fans also get in on the action. You can support your favorite team by chirping and distracting the opposing team.
Yeah, it's very different than traditional tennis, where fans get to scream and shout throughout the entire match, just like all the other sports leagues. So fans are really a part of the action, trying to impact their team's success on the day. You know, I never mentioned this. Did you? I got a little bit of a bias for UGA too.
You do?
My wife worked for UGA for about 10 years.
Well, see, this is why I scanned the commentating QR code. Oh, that is huge. Get in there.
Oh, he touched
the speed of Trent Bride. Was that a double bounce?
Oh, you know what? Great point by Richard, but great opportunity taken away from Trent, because it becomes just a +1, not a +2. So didn't win the point,
yes,
but at least saves 1 point. Richard playing a little bit better for Georgia, not for Georgia Tech. He's playing for the challenge team today.
Well, you know, he's always Georgia Tech at heart. Look at that disgusting hat.
66-51 here. There we see dog versus dog, coach versus student. Manny Diaz coaching against Trent Bride. Manny brought Trent into UGA, where Trent ended up becoming an All-American under Manny Diaz. But now this time, Trent's not here to make Manny happy. He's trying to make his day miserable, as he's helping his team with a 69-51 lead. 2.5 minutes left in this final portion of the men's match.
And as part of that team, you know, I was thankful enough to be on a team with Trent, coached under Manny. Trent and Manny have such a great relationship. I mean, it's almost like it's like brothers in a sense. It's Trent just sees Manny as just another one of his own, and Manny still has that youthful spirit at heart. The reason he stayed in college tennis for 42 years, 29 SEC championships. This is a crazy stat. He made the Final Four 50% of his career.
Sit down, eh?
Let's bring in Kelly, who's also got some thoughts on today's match.
Well, I want Felipe to hang with me on this one. When asking Trent about his favorite Manny moment, he said, just ask Felipe what step means.
Whoa, I gotta hear this.
Oh boy, so Trent sometimes wouldn't be the best listener, right? And so he wanted just the simplest, most basic advice. And so he didn't move his feet one day. And instead of telling him what to do, where to go, Manny just said step, 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 and repeated it as loud as possible. Everyone started dying. We're all laughing. He goes, Manny, like, there's no way. You've won more national championships than a lot of other coaches. You're the greatest college coach of all time, and your coaching is step, step, step. Trent stopped moving his feet.
Well, the person who stopped moving his feet there was Danny Movinovic, mistiming that forehand. Danny, a UTSA graduate, now joining the challenge team after making it through the challenge series. Coming into the last minute of this men's portion. Let's see, this is where the challenge team in the last 2 bolts has really tried to, you know, they've closed the gap well, but are we gonna see a timeout from Marcelo? I think it's a great timeout to make sure that they finish out strong.
You know, let's take a quick listen to Marcelo here.
54 and game with 71. Thank you so much for being a part of what we call Intense Tennis here in Intense.
Just really call the timeout to stop the clock.
Make sure you log in with that food. Go down there right now.
Everything. Let's not be in a rush.
You think Kevin will get in?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it. Huh? I thought you did better the second time around. Let's do it. Let's go. Keep it going for a couple more points.
One more time.
All right? Here we go.
It's great to listen into these coaches. You know things are going well when your time to coach for Marcelo is just stopping the clock. So he's in a good place right now, 71-54. Big shout out to everybody on the Peachtree Sports Network over there on the Twitch stream and YouTube. We are paying attention to the Twitch stream, so forehand guy, I wonder who that is, who looks like he wants to play a little bit of tennis today, as Danny brings in the +2. Let's see if we get a repeat of the past 2 bolts where challenge team steps up towards the end, 71-56. But Kevin King is now back in for these last 45 seconds.
I mean, he's got 40 seconds here to try and close the gap as much as possible for the challenge team, to try and give them at least a little bit of an advantage as coming into the girls. Obviously, Christina McHale coming in, top 30 WTA, coming in for the challenge team women's players.
This is not what Marcelo was hoping for there, 71-58.
A little surprised with Marcelo's take and just stop the clock when he has all the momentum there. I'm not exactly sure if I agree with that coaching decision.
Yeah, I like the timeout to maybe keep Trent in and keep it rolling to really, make sure he stays focused. It's interesting to bring in a new player until looks like Kevin just hit a +2 right there. That's a nice little reward that he gives to his coach, and not that serve going into it, but still 14-point lead right there. Men's singles are going to take that portion of the match. They're going to get some nice little prize money for taking that one. The women are going to be coming up next, but that's a very, I wouldn't say a great bolt, but we're going to look at these highlights, but good enough.
Yeah, it was solid from Team Atlanta. They extended their lead right early on, with the help of Kevin King in that first bowl. This point was insane. The touch of a surgeon from Raul there, the crowd going crazy. But yeah, they just maintained good focus. It was just, oh, that's a brick. I remember that shot. That was going to be a huge chirp in Athens. The frat kids would have gotten on his ass for that.
Yeah, and that's been the trouble. It just hasn't been the most amazing tennis. But Kelly's with Marcelo courtside to talk about, hey, they're just good enough right now.
Yeah, he's fired up. So you really wanted to see the men's singles build a lead. What do you think of the work they did out there?
You guys can see my face, right? We just didn't do a good job, unfortunately. I don't want to take credit away from the challenge team at all, but I'm a big believer that sometimes we got to be able to go out there. Tennis is so many times decided on errors more than winners. And with all due respect to the other team, we just gave so many freebies, and unfortunately now we do have the lead and it's great, but I was expecting a little bit more.
You expect perfection?
Perfection is unachievable, so I don't expect perfection, okay?
That was a joke.
But I expect a pursuit of perfection, and then when we fall short, we achieve greatness. And today we didn't get to that point. It's okay. The boys have been great the past 2 weeks, but we're just way too good to give so many points away like we did today.
What can we expect from the women's coming up?
Hopefully more than I saw from the men.
Pure honesty as we lead you into women's singles and their bolts next.
And there you have it. I'm not surprised Marcelo's as honest as he gets. But that's why people love him. And he got rewarded just enough from his men there with an okay enough performance. 28-20, Kevin King really helped him get off to a good start. Raul Garcia and Trent Bryde saw some action. Nobody could really step up and play some great tennis, and they win that match portion 73-59. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, women's singles.
My name is Michaela Gordon, and I play for Team Atlanta. I spent a lot of my childhood in South Dakota, and I ended up picking up a tennis racket when I was maybe 4 years old. It's funny, the first thing that comes to mind is actually playing in South Dakota on ice-covered courts, because we only had limited indoor courts there, and just trying to shovel off the ice so that my dad could feed me balls. I have 4 siblings, I'm right in the middle. So I have 2 older brothers, younger sister, younger brother. It was great being in a family where all my siblings were also athletes. We really pushed each other. I think they're a big reason why I'm really competitive. I would say one of the biggest challenges growing up playing tennis was the demands of kind of the global tennis schedule. So I started playing ITFs when I was 13, which obviously is really young to be traveling the world by yourself. Having a lack of stability on the junior tour and not having a lot of consistency in terms of where I was, even just location-wise, was really hard for me. And it's one of the big reasons I wanted to go play team tennis in college, because I just wanted a more stable routine to be able to play at Stanford and get a scholarship and be part of that community of incredible women was something that I really couldn't turn down. Being on the team, being a student athlete, I think it taught me a lot about managing my time, about having that dedication to what you're doing and kind of managing different personalities and leading a team towards a common goal.
Welcome everyone to the Intense Arena, where we have the challenge team taking on Atlanta. Atlanta has a double-digit lead and they're trying to extend their win streak. I'm Jay Waiobone, Felipe Costa here. We got women's singles coming up next.
Yeah, no, this is exciting stuff. We saw some really good tennis, or not say really good, but just a really good lead from Atlanta there. It was interesting. We heard Marcelo speak. He was disappointed with his team, even though he's up 14 points. He expects greatness from those players.
Yeah, that's that Brazilian side. He's Brazilian, you're Brazilian. You're being very kind to that team right there. We can be honest, it was not a great performance. I'm going to say it. He was very unhappy with it, even though they got to lead. We'll see if the women can do better here for them as we have the coin toss to start things off.
Heads or tails? Tails is the call. It's tails. Atlanta to serve.
Atlanta versus challenge team. Michaela Gordon, captain for Atlanta, on the near side, leading things off for the women. And on the far side, the one, the only, Christina McHale. Let's see. Not that.
That's not what got her to top 30 in the world, but it's a different format. It's obviously nerves here. It's still tennis, forehands, backhands, serves, but different rules. It causes a little bit of mental stress.
Different rules, also a different arena, right? You have the fans that with this court, the fans go straight up. The stands, everybody in the stands has like a VIP seat right on top of the court. The music's going on at the same time. Fans can scream and shout whenever they want. And so it's new. And whether, traditional tennis players are experts in their traditional format. Now maybe they can catch on faster here, but it's still new. We'll see how quickly Christina can catch on, as we have this one serve, one toss rule that you don't get a second chance. That's going to be new, how she handles those nerves as well. 9 minutes left in this first of 3 10-minute women's singles bolts. 4-1 lead for Atlanta. As you'll see, we have 2 scores going on. So we have the overall team score, 77-60. That's for the team. But then we have 4-1 in the women's singles portion. They get to play their own portion of the match that accumulates to the overall. But if whoever wins that women's singles portion gets a little extra cash in their pocket. So they're playing for double the fun here.
I'm going to be interested to see if the experience of the WTA Tour from Christina McHale could maybe outdo the experience of Team Atlanta, born and bred. They've been doing this for a little bit longer. I don't know what's going to happen here.
No,
4-3.
I think that's where everyone is excited to see it, right? So Christina has a more distinguished career on the professional level, but Michaela's been living, training, breathing intense for months now. So we'll see, does that experience matter more than overall just individual tennis skills? We'll see. 5-3 right now for Michaela Gordon, graduate from Stanford University, went to work in venture capital before realizing I'm gonna have to work for the rest of my life. I want to play a little bit more tennis. Came back, and here she is trying to lead Atlanta.
That's amazing. Stanford, one of the best women's teams of all time. I believe she has 2 national championships, is that right?
I'm going off your note sheet. You got a better one than me.
Yeah, I mean, just the opportunity to win a ring as the peak of everything you can do in college tennis, that national championship, it stays with you forever. Obviously, that Stanford alma mater is very proud.
Growing up in the Dakota region of this country, winter times were so cold, didn't have access to a lot of indoor courts there, and so her father would sweep ice off the courts, because even though it was very cold outside, it didn't have the access to the indoor courts. Get the ice off the court just so that she could get some playing time on the court. Incredible dedication. Grateful to have her here. She has a 7-5 lead over Christina McHale for the challenge team.
So far, better in terms of closeness here.
There's our friends over at Bolt 6 helping us with our electronic line calling there.
Oh, much better point. That's probably the best point of the women's bolt right now. Christina McHale, I think, loosened up a little bit there. You're moving around the court a little bit better. Maybe getting a little used to the conditions. Obviously, you know, the court's different. There's people everywhere. There's music pumping. You have to stay very, very focused, and it's harder in the Pro Tour.
And she did even look up at the shot clock, so she's paying attention, understands 14 seconds goes fast, but the clock can really help them understand where they are. 8-6. Oh, quick serve by Michaela right there. It is true server's pace here, +2. Gets the clean winner. We do play true server's pace. Doesn't matter if you're ready or not. And Michaela caught Christina, who was just going a little bit slow right there, and sneaks in the underhand serve.
Wow, and that's where the Intense League experience comes into play. Christina had no idea what was coming. That's a free 2 points for Team Atlanta. Manny Diaz showing off his ring.
Ooh. Saw a little sparkle right there. I never got a ring.
That looks like maybe the 2008 National Championship ring.
Stop it.
Possibly. The one we got in 2023 for the SEC's, the name of it was Gunmetal. It was this kind of dark silver with red on it. It was amazing.
Well, I can show you my 2008 round of 16 certificate I got at Florida State. So it looks like we have Amy Smejkalova in for Christina. Amy currently at Clemson right now. Drove over for the Challenge Series, made it through onto this team, steps in for Christina McHale as Michaela has helped Atlanta have a 13-7 lead in the women's singles, 86-66 in the overall score.
I mean, Michaela looks as cool, calm, and collected as you can get here.
She's steady as a rock right now. She's showing her experience. You know, yes, big shout out to Intense TV right there in the chat stream at Twitch. Get me a ring. Big one, please. Silver preferred, not necessarily gold. Okay, they're starting to loosen up and hit a little bit bigger.
That is
big forehand.
Huge. Absolutely enormous. Looking like Del Potro from Atlanta over here. Great. I mean, just watch how low she stays on these forehands. She uses her legs so well and just drives through the ball perfectly.
And you can see the QR code on the screen. You can be like some of these fans that are sitting here in the arena on this beautiful 2 o'clock afternoon in Atlanta. We're coming back tonight at 7 p.m., tomorrow at 2 p.m. Still have 2 more weeks. Also, August 1st, August 9th, we'll be back for this historic season, 15-8.
And getting your tickets means you can see coaches like Manny Diaz, greatest coach of all time, Christina McHale, top 30 WTA. We want to see every one of you in here in the Intense Arena. Gonna be curious to see if Atlanta makes any substitutions. I mean, we got a very, very focused Michaela with a 17-8 lead here.
And I think this is the longest amount of time Michaela has been in this season. I'm sure she's loving the way she's playing. Marcelo's loving this. She's getting all this action. She's been living and training and breathing for this. On the other side of the net, Amy Smejkalova, who came through the Challenge Series that any one of you can take part of by scanning that QR code and play against players like Michaela and other full-time roster teams. If you think you got the shot, I think Philippe has got a shot when he's ready.
Oh boy, I think you might just see me out at the challenger team because they're struggling a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna have to
Makes you want to go in?
Something.
We gotta come in. We gotta help them out. They're down 23 right now overall, 9-10. Down 10 in the women's portion of the match. Christina McHale going back in. Let's see if she's gonna step it up here in her second appearance of the match.
And we saw a little bit of Marcelo's Team Atlanta's coaching taste after really being disappointed in the men, though they had a 14-point lead. Now, do you think he's going to be happy with Michaela's performance here? I mean, she's been playing fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's definitely happy with how she's playing, considering it's better than anything the men did today and from a consistency standpoint, but also this season so far, that's the best she's played. So overall, he's thrilled with her. That's why he's keeping him in. Big heavy forehand.
90 seconds. Give me everything you got. Come on. You take a breather after. Great return. Great return. Way to be aggressive there.
We got that Brazilian intensity from Marcelo, man. I would love for him to be my coach. He'd fire me up.
I don't know, that death stare would scare me. Screens are lit up yellow, but her eyes are red right now. She is on fire. +2 for Michaela, 23-11. Goes for the quick serve this time, but Christina was ready and didn't take advantage.
I mean, back-to-back huge lace forehand winner, followed by quick serve, but Christina's ready this time. She's slowly warming up to the tactics, to the game, to the rules. 30 seconds here to make a difference.
Welcome to Intense right there, as we see a little bit of everything. The quick serve, the true server's pace, the one serve, one toss rule, last 20 seconds. Looks like these two will finish it off.
You got it.
Looks like that's gonna be the last point. And then even though challenge team wins a couple points there at the end, still Atlanta extending the overall lead. 97-73, 24-14 in the women's singles portion. Christina McHale coming in, but we're seeing how the experience, Felipe, is really paying dividends for Michaela.
100%. Michaela played fantastic in that little last segment there. I mean, she was so focused, staying so low, driving through the ball. That cheeky little underhand serve really getting Christina out of rhythm. That lace line, she was hitting that running forehand. Amazing today.
Playing some great tennis today. She must be happy, you know, with her performance, playing the entire Bolt, who's down courtside right now with Kelly Kroll.
Bolt, Michaela, you got to catch your breath while you do this interview, but how'd you feel out there? What allowed you to get into such a good rhythm?
I felt good. So today we really put a big emphasis on a good warm-up and warming up throughout the men's, and I think that's actually made a huge difference today.
Would you say this is maybe the best you've felt out here as far as intense tennis goes?
Yeah, I would say I was feeling pretty good during the trials last week, and then, you know, didn't play my best in the actual matches, so I'm feeling pretty good, and it's great to play against other awesome players. So,
when you say that, how did you use your experience of this format against her a little bit today?
Totally. No, anyone's first time playing this format is going to be super tough. Like, obviously, Christina's an incredible player. The whole team is amazing. But if you haven't played it, there's always going to be, like, a little bit of wiggle room, for sure.
Absolutely. Well done. And we are on to the second vault of the women's singles next.
And that's the truth right there. And we've seen it play out in front of us as Michaela helped her team get an even bigger lead, 97-73 overall. And she is definitely happy. And you can even see the experience there where she mentioned, you know, how they've adjusted her warm-up. They have the experience, what's happened, and now making some adjustments. That's helped her today, where the challenge team just welcome to the show.
100%. I mean, you can tell Marcelo is on top of it, really holding his players to the highest standard possible.
We have our second bolt coming up. Tanya Sosnskaya is going to be in for Team Atlanta, one of the most steady players that they have had. Artemis Aslanashvili on the far side, another Clemson Tiger right now. That duel both made it through the Challenge Series, getting in some of this lefty action to see if she can help close the gap for the Challenge team. All right, that's a start. That'll help.
I have a feeling this bolt could be a big leap forward for the challenge team here.
Ooh. Play some bets?
Let's put 2 handshakes.
I was going to say 2 push-ups, but okay.
Well, so you're not allowed to sports bet in the NCAAs, right? So we say, all right, we're going to bet on something, and Manny would get mad at us and he'd be like, no, you can bet handshakes. So it's kind of the joke of the team. We'll bet some handshakes.
See, these are the little things I learned. I'm a little bit older, so I didn't have to deal with all this stuff. So.
I mean, both teams finding a little bit more rhythm. We're seeing some longer points here. It's going to be curious as I think momentum, maybe the tone of the match changes to a little bit more of a grind. We'll see if the challenge team can really make a leap forward here.
27-15 for Atlanta in the women's portion of the match. Big thank you to all the sponsors that have helped us get this groundbreaking league moving forward. And a big thank you to everyone tuning in, Peachtree Sports Network, Twitch stream. We're paying attention to the chat. Send us your comments, your questions. I'm still waiting on that ring, Intense TV. And then everyone on YouTube as well. Thank you for tuning in. Tanya Sosnskaya in against Artemis Anslatvili from Clemson on the far side. It's all Atlanta right now.
What do you think Manny could do here? Maybe a little bit of coaching tactics, maybe take some timeouts. What do you think he needs to break the rhythm, disrupt the Atlanta team a little bit?
Well, what can he do to break the rhythm? Timeout.
Timeout.
I think a little bit of a timeout. You know, what's been so tough, for at least the challenge team today, is that it's not like Atlanta's playing some unbelievable tennis that you're trying to stop and ruin momentum.
Yeah.
They're just playing okay. It's more of his own players that just haven't really found a level that's high enough. And a lot of times what happens with that is you want to give them more time to find their rhythm.
Yes.
So you don't want to stop their own rhythm because it's not like on the other side of the net there's anything to fear right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's just trying to give his players time.
Yeah, no, it's always been interesting seeing Manny say, don't rush, take your time. Even though it's a time format, all of a sudden tennis is time. You know exactly what you're getting time-wise when you come to the tennis.
Tanya, the former University of Texas player, one of the best college tennis players in the country before coming out here to Intense.
After her serve.
Manny gonna make a substitution after this point here.
Doing the Reaper walk, letting them know that you are out after this one, Artemis. Let's see. It's tough to sub out when they're winning a point, though.
Yeah,
so I think he wanted it, but he stayed in.
Like her service,
A lot of times the player, you know, they can see when, oh, they're going to sub me out. I better step it up.
Yep.
Did you guys play doubles together, or did you play with somebody else?
Manny chit-chatting with his players.
And there's Christina going in.
Hey, great job. Great job.
Christina McHale back in on the far side. Tanya staying in on the near side. She's been playing just fine and steady, so no need to play around with substitutions. Manny's gone through all three of his women to try to figure out what can they do here.
There it is, slowly bringing that lead down. We got 6.5 minutes left with an 8-point lead to Atlanta. I think Christina McHale, couple substitutions gone by. She's getting a little bit of a feel for the rhythm. We'll see if she can make some damage here.
Christina got that beautiful Yonex there, one of our sponsors for the league. Just under 6 minutes left in this second of 3 10-minute bolts. Kelly, what's your feeling down there about how this is going to move forward?
Well, I'm looking to see how Christina starts to adjust here and feel a little bit more comfortable, because she mentioned live action, how important it is to get ready. She's headed up to Evansville for a tournament after this, and she said a perfect way to work on her first serves, which we've seen her miss a couple of those. So she's working through all of that, and she would have loved to have stuck around, though, guys. Jersey girl wanted to see her Yankees, who are in town playing the Braves tonight. She said Aaron Judge, that's her guy. We can see why with the power, right? My goodness.
Sorry, Christina, go Braves. I'd say go Marlins, but I don't even know if that is worth saying anymore.
Yeah, we're in Atlanta territory. We got a producer speaking in our ear saying definitely not go Marlins. So we got some bias on the other side of this mic.
Yeah, I think that arena's stadium for the Marlins is empty. Could be a good intense court one day.
Yeah, you know, the truck's a little angry at us now.
34-23. We got a little bit of a timeout here. Let's see what happened. A little bit of confusion here. I don't even know what happened there. Sometimes things move too fast. Sebastian Nunez, the league official for this match, just trading unforced errors.
Yeah. I'm going to be curious to see if Manny is going to get on their ass like he got on ours. I don't know if he's going to give them space to try and figure it out, but if this was Georgia, we'd be running sprints by now.
Great ball, great touch. Oh, she had the opening. Would have been a +2. They need everything right now. They couldn't get it. I'm Jay Wildbona here with Felipe Costa. Oh, that breaks my tennis-loving soul.
Yeah, that is not what gets you. Well, was that in? Out? I mean, the red lights lit up. We have lights all the way around the arena. She wins the point.
There's a little confusion there. It might have been that the ball bounced off the fence and then the line call system, bolt 6, read that bounce afterwards. Tanya's going to go for the +2, just turning the favor right there. Tanya's actually starting to play some better tennis and loosen up. 38-26. The women here, they can win their portion of the match. They take home prize money. That's why you see 2 scores. You see the overall team score, but then the individual categories where the women are playing right now, if they win their individual category, they win some prize money while also adding to their overall team score. Under 3 minutes left in this second bolt.
Oh, a little slipping back there with Christina McHale coming forward. I've seen a lot of success at the net here. Starting off with Kevin King back in the men's bolt 1, giving the Atlanta a huge lead. But even the girls coming forward, almost all the points when the people come forward. Is that another net point here?
This is brought in, but let's see.
Yep, there's another one.
Yep, that's
I think it's the
one.
pressure of maybe the passer doesn't want to give them an easy volley, and maybe what happens is, oh shoot, I need to go for too much. It's one of the intricacies of the rules of this league.
Got a timeout here. Scan that QR code. You can join the challenge series and earn your way onto this spot where you see Amy, Artemis, and Christina that have worked their way in. Let's see what Manny's got to say with his team.
They call timeout. All right? Let's be willing to work for our points. Nothing free. Let's not really go for the winner, not looking for the 2-pointer as much as cutting down on a few of our unforced errors. We're in every point. Let's not lose our patience. We're good. Back away.
To the ball faster and play with huge targets because you haven't made one bad decision. So some of the shots that you're missing, they're the right shots. But because you're already so far in, so move up with faster steps and play with a target this big. You're playing unreal today. Well done. Serving out of this world.
A very interesting strategy there, Felipe, from Manny, which I think it's the right one because we've seen teams come back from 40-point leads. Most tennis players are not used to seeing this score line and thinking they still have a shot. It just looks like it's a huge gap, but especially with the +2s, you can really come back. But what happens is sometimes players play too much for the +2, they play too risky, and they just play worse. So he's trying to tell his players, stay calm, you're in every point, and you still got a shot, just take your time. But if Tanya keeps picking up the pace like that, Manny's going to have a problem, and he might have to tell him, you're going to have to play more offense.
One of the biggest lessons that we learned from Manny while being at Georgia, and a lesson for anyone watching, is he used to say, funny things happen when you just stick around. That was an insane touch, just coming forward fast, the volleys. A little bit of an issue with the ball girl there, the intensifier not giving the ball fast enough. A little bit of tension over here. Team Atlanta.
Tanya's really firing that backhand. The way she loads that left leg and just fires in makes me jealous because my one-handed backhand was just picked on my whole junior life. I needed a backhand like that.
Yeah, the one-hander's almost...
Ooh, she tried to touch and at least limit it.
No touch?
Nope,
Yep.
Did not touch.
Wow.
+2 for Atlanta. Gonna go back and serve on the same side. You hit a clean winner, you go back, you serve on the same side. 47-28. Oh, that's just brutal. Adding on to it, that's not nice. There you see our no let rule. So if the serve hits the let, it goes over and you play it. It ended up being a +2. So quick 4-point swing for Atlanta as they're piling on. Tanya's playing better.
I mean, the lead is brutal by this point. Team, you know, with a lead that big, you still have to stay disciplined. I'm going to call that a stupid decision from Team Atlanta.
I agree. 49-29, 122-88. Might be able to sneak in one more point if she plays fast enough. Looks like she's trying to rush it. Yep. And at least challenge team gets a little bit reward for speeding up, getting that last extra point. Still down 122-90 overall. They're trying to stay steady, but now Atlanta's finally picking up. They finally have that one player that's playing really good tennis. Tanya Sasuskaya stepping it up right there. We're going to take a look at some of these highlights here.
Yeah, you know, Team Atlanta really just staying steady, but also trying to come up with a little bit of flair. We have Tanya really coming forward, doing a lot of damage at the net. This volley, just a little quick reaction here was impressive. But that brick from Christina McHale, it's not what got her to 30 in the world and beyond. But a lot of winners here, especially near the tail end of this little highlight reel and this bolt. We'll see what Team Challenge can do in the coming matches.
Yeah, Tanya playing great tennis, a few 4-point swings right there. She's courtside sharing her thoughts with Kelly Kroll.
She said she's good to go. She's caught her breath. You were fired up out there. Tell us what was working for you.
Just being rational and consistent with my decisions. Not going for the ball even if you have the urge. Yeah, trying to find my game first couple of minutes, and then as I'm getting warm, I'm getting to know the rhythm. I start to get more aggressive in my shots.
And your coach pointed out the serve on point.
Yeah, serving was great.
Tell us what the biggest difference will be in this final bolt.
Just like sticking to the plan, trusting each other, and big time support.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go, women's final bolt on the way.
Well, right there, I mean, you hear rational decisions, not stupid decisions. There was only one, but it was at the right time at least. You know, if you are a coach, you do want to see your players make those stupid decisions with big leads.
Yeah, no, 100%. Decision making I've found is just so important in this format. You know, even though you get the 2 points for hitting a winner, it's still extremely important to stay disciplined no matter what's going on around you.
Christina McHale is going to join back in. The noise is going up here through the roof as Atlanta has a lead versus the challenge team. Ava Harastra getting her first action of the day. Last week played her best tennis of the season. Let's see if she has a repeat performance as Christina, not the start that she wants. We're seeing how impactful these new rules in this new format can be. How it just, number 24 in the world, one of the best tennis players in her prime, coming in right now, and we can see that this format just affects you.
Yeah, no, it's actually been impressive to see how, you know, maybe some of these college players or people that had never played on the professional WTA tour are actually getting a good look at trying to beat and take some points off of Christina McHale.
We are in our third and final bolt. 9 minutes left. This will end the women's singles match when it finishes. All three doubles formats will come up after. Trading some unforced errors. 124-92 for Atlanta. You see that second score, 51-33, and that's for the women's portion of this match. If they win their individual portion of the match, they not only add on to the score for the cumulative match, but they get to take home some prize money. As that's where Ava's power comes in, where sometimes she can overhit, but if she connects, it's +2s all around. There she missed. Big sigh of relief by Christina.
Now, when you're looking at the larger scheme, just out? Yep. When you're looking at the larger scheme of things here, like if you're Team Atlanta, you obviously know you have the doubles coming up. You have a huge lead. The women are almost guaranteed if they're going to win this, take home their prize money. Now, what do you think the tactics are going to be here? It's like, okay, do we want to extend our lead more, or do we just want to maintain and stay solid?
Well, look, you got a new player in. So I think if they were playing Tanya, I think then you'd have to start to play better, play a little bit more aggressive, take it out of her hands. We got to see a little bit about how Ava's going to come in and play. Yeah. So if she starts spraying unforced errors, then you stay steady. But if she's playing well, I think the biggest thing is you just got to get to the doubles and not be down too much, because that's where Kevin King is going to come in, and he can pick up a lot of +2. So just want to close the gap, keep it close, and give yourself a shot so that in case Kevin really takes off, he doesn't just totally blow it out of the water.
That's right, yeah. Kevin, a huge, amazing doubles player. But Trent Bryde, also an All-American on the doubles court, was doubles partners with Ethan Quinn, now around 80 in the world, now here in the Intense Tennis League.
You know, I'm waiting on you to, set up that call to bring Ethan in one day. I'm waiting on you.
We're, if Ethan comes, he may just chop away.
I think we should have a UGA Georgia Tech match one day.
You know, I'd be very happy to do that.
Alumni as well. They just pick whoever they want.
100%. I would be very happy to do so. One, because I think I'll have some pretty high confidence in the Georgia team. Shot being doubles partners with John Isner.
Ooh. That's going to be an interesting doubles pair right there. If John comes in, if Christina had the +2 backhand winner down the line, 54-38, Ava Hroster, Auburn alumni on the near side. Christina was such a good player as a junior, skipped college, went straight pro, and so she is now getting to play against these college players that she didn't really get an opportunity to. I'm Jay Wayabona, Felipe Costa here in the Intense League Week 4. 2 weeks left after this. And Ava wished she had 2 serves in the traditional format, but not here at the Intense League.
It was funny, two points ago, Christina ended with a slice all the way in the ad side, the backhand corner there, and actually ran all the way across the court to start the next point, knowing that little cheeky little short serve, the classic Michael Chang underhand serve, has obviously caused her some damage today.
Definitely best rally day by Christina, but again, she loses it, but is that a sign that she's starting to find her range? Well, let that backhand go. It was a clean strike, just missed it long.
Yeah, you see a big difference in how Christina moves compared to a lot of these other girls. She's so light on her feet, stays so low. One of the big differences in the professional tour as well.
One serve, one toss rule for those of you just joining us for the first time. You only get one chance, so it's tough if you don't have a reliable serve right there under pressure. Join us for the first time on the Twitch stream, or Peachtree Sports Network, or YouTube. You can also join us for the first time here at the Intense Arena at the Electric Owl Studios by signing that QR code. Primetime match tonight at 7 p.m. And tomorrow, the doozy there. Atlanta versus Jacksonville in a rematch of a match that came down to the very last point. Best match of the season so far.
Been interesting to see how the crowd has been trying to get involved. You see some vuvuzelas and some chimes, some cowbells all rattling, especially when players are about to serve or about to hit an easy ball, really trying to distract the players here.
Completely different environment here. Big forehand by Christina, +2. If you want to be like Christina McHale and make it onto the challenge team, scan that QR code. You can make it through the challenge series. Top 3 men, top 3 women get to play in a match on Saturday afternoon. 61-45. A couple points coming into Christina's hands in the challenge team right now.
A little under 4 minutes left to try and give the challenge team as close as a lead or close as a deficit as possible, with Atlanta still doing well, but starting to spray a little bit here.
And there we see a timeout by Marcelo to try to stop some of that momentum.
Slow things down a little bit, okay? Listen, your style is your style, and that is what makes you so good, okay? But you gotta show me that you know when to play your style and how. To rip flat balls from back here and expect that you're actually going to accomplish something is not gonna happen. So just be a little bit more patient from here so you can actually play your style from there. okay? The only issue right now is that even if the ball is up here, you're just hitting it flat down and making too many mistakes, okay? You're so good when you're inside. So from here, a little bit more shape, a little bit more patience, and then you get to control the point, okay? Come on, don't get flustered. Take a deep breath.
Now, another question. If you got a noise maker, make some noise. Yes, indeed, thank you so much. Now back to the bench.
I mean, just such good insight from Marcelo. I like his intensity. You know, he goes over and tells her to slow down, but still with the attitude of knowing that something better is coming in. It's not just slow, you know, kind of just make balls. No, it's he understands her strengths, that she loves to hit flat and create power from up front, but she's got to dial down her unforced errors.
It's interesting, Marcelo has that personality that even when he speaks softly in a low voice, there's still this sharpness and intensity that comes through there where he's trying to keep Ava calm, but at the same time bring up that sense of urgency as they have a 136-105 lead in the overall portion. They do not want the challenge team to get back into this.
Have you seen those videos of Gordon Ramsay plating food and he gets really quiet and all of a sudden it's all loud when the fire's on? It's a little bit of a Marcelo type coaching. Michelin star tennis.
Christina not happy with the serve faults there. Serve is just not on point where she wants it to be. She's trying to help her team get back into this. 2.5 minutes left in the final women's singles bolt of the match.
Good consistency. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to play a little steadier tennis from behind the baseline. That was an unforced error, but it sounded like she was like going for a winner, just happened to miss it. And so Marcelo gave her some words of encouragement there.
Exactly. Listening well to her coach. I would. I mean, Marcelo, Brazilian guy, Brazilian tennis. Had Guga Curtin back in the day, 3-time Roland Garros champion.
One-handed backhand.
One-handed backhand. He actually copied Jay Wise. That's how he won. That's how he won the Roland Garros.
That's right. Christina now catching on to the format, trying to play fast. You know, the server's pace, clock's rolling down. She wants to try to build some momentum moving forward. Gets a +2, big fist pump.
I love that. Intensity coming from the challenge team here. I think Christina finally, we're seeing her settle into the format, trying to serve fast. See what damage she can cause here in the last minute.
Some better play right there, but it looks like she's going to take a seat as Michaela Gordon is going to come back in for this last minute. Try to finish things off, though it looks like Atlanta's going to win this women's portion of the match. Men's doubles are going to start things up next. Dropper.
Wow. That was an unbelievable get, just good reach. And you see Michaela already here getting ready for the return, knowing that possibly there could be an unhand serve.
Christina trying to rack up some extra points here, cut the deficit, give him a fighting chance going into the doubles, playing a little bit faster, true server's pace here, do not have to wait for the returner. She's racking up some points. She wants the balls fast. She's rolling. She's playing her best tennis. This is going to be the last point right here, and that's not the finish she wanted, but overall, it looks like Michaela wants to try to sneak in another one and get things rolling, but 140-113 overall. Christina playing a little bit better at the end, but still Atlanta extending their lead in the overall. Women winning their portion of the match, catching some of the prize money for them. 67-54 there, and a great start by Michaela getting into Tanya, who really picked it up. Felipe, what did you think of that?
Yeah, no, I think, you know, similar to the men's, the women's was a lot about the start. You know, you start well. Michaela came off to an incredible start. She stayed so low, driving through the court, but making great decisions. We had Team Atlanta talking about resilient and smart and disciplined decision-making. We see Christina McHale trying to come through, hit her shots, moving well, but just not executing to that WTA level. And Intense tennis requires a different set of skills in terms of focus and learning the rules here. That's some good points. This volley here was nice, but all of a sudden we're gonna have to switch back here to Jay White.
Yeah, we got Kelly. Kelly, be careful down there. You got the two coaches right in front of them. Just hope you don't get caught in the fire.
I know, back up here and let him go to blows. No, I'm just kidding. Just surrounded by so much coaching knowledge right now. Marcelo, I want to start with you. You have said from the very beginning you've always wanted to go up against the legend in Manny. How's it lived up to the hype so far here today with Intense?
I'd rather not talk about it before the match is over, okay? I don't want to count on anything. You know, there's still a lot of tennis to be played, but as I told people yesterday, the guy's a legend. You know, like all my years coaching in college, I looked up to him big time. And just the fact that we have the opportunity to share a court for me is a big honor.
Smart move. Not jinxing anything just yet. Your biggest takeaway, you hear things like that. How are you having fun out here, Manny?
I'm having a ball. Let me tell you, these guys have all been incredible. I mean, I thought, you know, it was going to take a while for my players to kind of settle in. Yeah, you take that. But their guys were way too solid. They're doing a great job.
Well, we can't wait for the doubles to come. Guys, thank you so much, and that is what's on the way next, doubles.
That's some great coaches right there, but Atlanta leading the way for the men, who wasn't the best performance that Marcelo loved, but it was good enough to give them a lead thanks to a good enough start by Kevin King. Get to the women, Michaela, really solid start, 24-14 in that first bolt, and they helped them get that, extending that lead, and then 140 to 113 overall when you combine that score. Doubles is coming up next. Let's see what the challenge team can do.
Tennis has a really funny way of humbling you. I'm Trent Bride, and I play for Team Atlanta. I grew up in Suwanee, Georgia, had the best childhood ever, had amazing parents. My dad was actually in tennis. He was the director of tennis at a country club called the Standard Club, and that's how I got introduced to the sport of tennis. I won the Super Nationals for 12s. It was the clay court Super Nationals, a really big tournament. After winning that, I was #1 in the country for that age division. And that's when I knew that I could really take this thing far. And I really wanted to be a professional tennis player. And that was my only goal. I wanted to be top 100 in the world. That was what I wanted to do. So from 14 to 18, and was able to be lucky enough to get to 8 in the world. It's a brutal grind. You're not going to luxurious areas, 15 years old, going to Lima, Peru, staying in a room with 3 guys, beds back to back to back, no hot water, no AC. We would open up the window at night just so we can get a little bit of air, and there'd be construction all night. We wouldn't sleep. I was dealing with that at 15. I mean, it put life into perspective for me. Professional tennis, when you start at the bottom, right? When you're starting with the futures, it's the same thing. You're losing a lot of money. So until you get to the ATP events, it's not a great life in any way, shape, or form, really. I had an opportunity to choose whether to go to college or to turn pro. And of all those guys in the top 10, I think I was the only one that actually pursued college tennis.
To the Intense Arenas, we have our production crew in the TV truck. You got just too many screens over there. Come on, we got to simplify. Didn't Mama say, you know, cut the electronics down? Well, we got the doubles portion coming up next here, men's doubles to lead things off. Looks like we have Sebastian Nunez bringing the players in to get us ready to play.
Just as a reminder, if there's a substitution in doubles, the player that comes on has to take the same receiving side as the player that's being substituted off. Challengers with the call. Heads or tails? Heads is the call. It's heads.
Receive.
Atlanta to serve.
$140-113 in the overall score. Men's doubles are going to get things started here. And this is a dangerous start right here. Raul Garcia's got a huge kick serve at the net, and Kevin King flying around far side. Richard Biagiotti in with Danny Movinovic.
Wow.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that'll work for sure. It's going to be, I'm going to be watching here to see how the chemistry works, because obviously, you have Team Atlanta. Oh, something's happening here.
Got a little technical timeout, just getting things organized as Richard is going to serve on the far side for challenge team.
Oh, we don't have the clock going.
So it looks like Kevin King is going to serve now for Atlanta. They're going to get things rolling. When this doubles, you have
Technical
to be
timeout,
so
scoreboard
sharp.
problem, 1 minute.
With all these +2s. They get
Yes, at
things rolling.
9:33.
Danny and Richard are waiting to get things going. Marcelo knows how important this first
Because
10-minute
when you're
ball
serving
is.
well, he's always putting volleys away. I need you to do the same for him, okay? A lot of V-cut move. Don't move laterally. Because so many times you got the...
If you get in the ear, all you got to do is log in on Twitch TV. Once you got Jackson to the table, Jackson to the table, one more time, Jackson to the table. Tonight at 7 p.m. right here live.
Looks like they're going to go 2 back against Kevin King's serve. When you got a big serve like Kevin there, totally understand it's hard to get that return down and get it away from Raul Garcia, who's going to be looking to poach at the net and pick off volleys. I think Raul right there should have taken that poach. Marcelo's like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's what you got to take it. Come on. If you're not going to poach on that one, then which one are you going to go on? Kevin was not ready for that ball to get to him. 9 minutes left in this first of 3 10-minute bolts for doubles. Women's doubles coming up next, finishing off with mixed at the end. Kevin King for Atlanta rushing up to the net. He wants these poaches right here. Loves that I formation so he can keep the returners guessing as we're trading faults here. Only 1 serve and 1 toss.
4-2, but I think this is the first challenge lead of the day in one of these bolts. That's an insane return.
I think Kevin heard you right there. He said how you like them apples. 4-4, big return winner, +2. Kevin King serves, now ties up the doubles portion here. Look how far back Richard is. That's tough. I mean, you got somebody like Raul Garcia, 6'3", at the net poaching. You don't have a lot of space up there when they close the net and you're at the back fence. But if you can hit it as good as Rafa from back there, then you can hit it anywhere. You want that little extra time. All right, big fist pump right there by Danny. 5-5. They got to get things rolling here.
One of Manny's doubles philosophies that he always told us is you can't play this sitting at the back of the court, just wait for the ball to go in doubles. You got to go in and kill it. And so I'm going to be, curious to see if really the challenge team steps up and plays some Manny Diaz aggressive doubles.
Well, it looks like Raul has a different version of doubles in mind versus Danny staying back on the 2. And I think when you have a forehand like that, Kevin King buys into the Manny Diaz type of doubles. +2 right there. They go back serve on the same side. Great. That's a huge kick serve. And on this court, if you step on the court, you can feel the grittiness of the court. The ball really jumps when you hit kick serves. So if you get that spin and jump, it is so tough to return it, especially when it's your first weekend really playing on it, which it is for Richard. Yeah, show it to you over there. Kevin flying around, wanting that +2. Let it go. Took the 1. Still better than losing the point, so.
Yeah, you can see just the expertise of Kevin King, just an absolute menace and ninja at the net.
I'd love to see a little bit more energy, a little bit more sense of urgency from the challenge team. They're down big. There's just no room for errors here, and Raul swinging away with that forehand. The challenge team needs to play with that, like, do or die mentality. Like, if they lose this men's doubles bolt, it's pretty much over with. I don't know. Everyone handles things differently in the under pressure moments, but, Danny would love to have that volley back. 12-7 in this doubles portion.
Yeah, you got to show Team Atlanta that you still believe and that you're still in it. Maybe the score isn't, looking great for you right now, but anything's possible with Intense, especially with the winners, double points for winners.
153, 120 here. Felipe Costa here with me. I'm JYO Bonet. Week 4, but first time here, Felipe, with you. I got to start pronouncing the E in your
Felipe. I had people call me Pepe when I was younger.
Ah, Pepe.
Pepe, yeah. And at Georgia.
Cacho Pepe. You like some Cacho Pepe?
Cacho Pepe, yeah, there we go. But one of my teammates called me Lip. Oh!
Did he touch it?
No way.
Did they stop it? They're saying that he clipped the ball with his racket.
I mean, the debate is, did Raul clip the ball? We're going to look at the replay here. I think he did tip it with a racket. Umpire obviously locked in.
It's hard to tell. I think he swung so fast that Sebastian heard the sound of the whiff, and then they got him because served on the wrong side of the court. Is that right? Yes, because it's... Wait, now I'm confused. Because it wasn't a +2, so technically...
No, it would have just been a miss. It's almost like an unforced error.
Right, so they should have served on the due side.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get some information on that later today to see what we missed. It's not the first mistake I've made today. It probably won't be the last. Raul definitely hopes that's the last whiff he'll have of the day, as he's not a great baseball player, wants to play tennis. 18-8 right now in the doubles portion. Just under 5 minutes left.
Wow, huge forehand. Now we got Kevin King here, assistant coach at Georgia Tech. He used to play on the professional tour as well, eating it up on the doubles court. Now if you think you have a chance to come here and beat Kevin King, Raul as well with his huge forehand, scan that QR code. You want to see a lot of challengers coming forward, trying to make some damage, and see if you can take out Team Atlanta with the challenger matches Thursday and Friday before the tennis events.
And there you see a confusion there between Danny and Richard. They've never played doubles together before. This team was made up through that challenge series. And so what happened was they didn't know who was going to take that ball, lack of communication. And so then Kevin King gets the +2 as they are racking up some points here for Atlanta. If you haven't joined us in person yet, make sure you scan the QR code. Come in person and to see the most unique tennis court ever built inside a movie studio. But it's not just a show here. We're a professional sports league. Atlanta taking on the challenge team. Raul trying to take off Danny's head with that forehand.
That's a 100-mile-an-hour forehand right there. But yeah, I mean, you come in, the best thing about buying tickets and coming to the Intense Tennis League is you can have an influence in this match. You can bring vuvuzelas, you can bring cowbells, you can chirp the players. You know, I haven't heard too much absolutely trash talking an opposing team, which if I was in the stands, I think I would be a little bit more of my taste.
I will say most chirping ever heard that literally left an emotional scar was UGA. And the worst thing was, it was my last match ever.
No way.
Yeah, we played at UGA second round, senior year. I was playing Javi Garrapiz. The match came down to me and a freshman. I'm not going to put on the freshman, but I was an out-of-shape senior that year, and some of the stuff that they said, I was fine with it. Bring it on, but I did not forget it.
Yeah, no, we have the frat boys, the Greek life at Georgia. They love coming to the tennis matches. We're close friends with them, and they'll let you hear it.
Challenge team needs to hear something from their fans, but they got to give them some play here. 24-13 in this doubles portion, 164-126, 2.5 minutes left. Kevin King is just lighting up with these serves. He's relaxing, letting it go. Quick communication that's not easy in this format. You only have 14 seconds in between points, using a lot of 1-2 words and then some quick signals, go play. When doubles relies so much on communication. Oh, that big overhead running in. Look at the dad right there. He's still got the wheels. Daughter keeping him young and fresh.
Yeah, you know, that knee brace is for all the picking up from the daughter, which I think maybe helps him get low in the tennis court. I mean, he's gotten low today.
What a forehand.
Enormous from Raul. Maybe some of the biggest forehands we've seen from any player today. He's so loose with that wrist. He uses his legs so well. Lets that racket whip forward. Max racket head speed. Max weight on the ball from the hips. That translates to power.
It's that forehand that helped him be one of the greatest tennis players ever come out of Kennesaw State. Now getting to play for Atlanta. Kennesaw State just outside the city of Atlanta over in Kennesaw.
I'm up near that area.
You trying to get people to come over, take some lessons with you? Trying to pitch it out there? And
Yeah,
You know,
So,
I've heard there's a Costa Tennis Academy out there that's doing some work.
Well, first of all, we just saw a sneak little cheeky underhand serve from Team Challenger, finally owning up to the rules here. But yeah, I mean, you know, I have an online tennis page. If you follow me on social media, it's Costa Tennis Academy. Costa like the fishing equipment. And I'm in the Atlanta area here for the rest of the summer. If you want to come get a couple lessons here. Had lessons from Manny Diaz, was on a team with him for 2 years. So if you want some of that knowledge, hit me up on Instagram.
Oh, what a forehand runner around, smashing that into Danny Muvinovic at the net. That's just too fast to handle right there. We're gonna get our last point of this men's doubles portion. Women's doubles coming up next. And Richard Biagiotti trying to get at least one last point. But this duo for Atlanta, when Kevin King's up there, Raul Garcia hitting the massive kick serves, they really take over and just put a stamp on this match. It's gonna be tough for them to come back for the challenge team. Felipe, just give me your thoughts, you know, as we watch that doubles and what might come up next.
Yeah, 100%. I think the two main takeaways are just the danger of Kevin King at the net, but that fear hand forehand from Raul Garcia. I mean, that thing is coming in hot. He's almost tagging players over the net.
Yeah, just it gets dangerous for people at the net, and hopefully he chills that forehand out to give us a little comments with Kelly Kroll, who's got Kevin King as well.
Be a thing. You look like Superman out here. How do you feel?
Feeling good. Teammates are helping me out. They're setting me up for some easy ones. Raul's serve, she's too good. So having fun out here.
A very strong serve, but does the vertical need to be about an inch higher? You would have had the overhead, right?
Exactly, yeah, I would have. No, it's just I'm having fun with Kev. You know, we've been playing a lot lately, so yeah.
Now, how does this set you guys up heading into women's doubles, next?
Yeah, good start. The women have been playing great today, so I'm excited to see them come after it and take it to them.
All right, guys, best of luck. Thank you so much. Women's doubles on the way.
Women's doubles after a great performance by the Atlanta team in men's doubles. That performance going all to Kevin King and Raul Garcia. Biggest forehands of the day coming from Raul. Kevin really floating around. I'm J.Y. Obone, Felipe Costa.
That's right.
Dude, I'm getting better at this. Every day we just get better and better. Challenge team not getting better and better though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if Manny Diaz makes any adjustments here, but you know, it's hard to make any adjustments when you have Kevin King serving, volleying, and then Raul just teeing off on forehands that we saw in that last little break there.
Looks like for Atlanta, Ava Haraster and Tanya Sosnskaya going to start things off. Amy Smetskalova, Christina McHale on the far side for the challenge team. Christina McHale, former number 24 player in the world who took a break from tennis, actually had retired, and then said,
wow.
Yeah, she actually retired, filed the papers, said no more, I'm done, had enough in this career, graduated from college, and then said, you know what? Want to come back, and now here she is stopping by at the Intense League, making it through the Challenge Series onto the Challenge roster here, and seeing if she can help mount a little bit of a comeback. Tough task for her.
JY, explain to me real quick, how does substitution work in doubles?
You can substitute as a team if you had two, right? But we only have one going on, so you can substitute anytime you want. And the reason why I said that you can substitute as a team was, you know, in mixed doubles, when we get to that next, you can substitute two at a time if you want. Right?
Wow.
So, but here in the women's, you can only substitute one at a time. You just throw them in and out whenever you want. Just got to keep track of who's serving. That's the tough part we've seen for some teams when things get really fast, and when you have forehands like that with Tanya, that can also be pretty tough to handle. Quick underhand serve again. Christina was not ready. And this is the Intense League format. We do not wait for the returner to get ready. It is true server's pace. Tanya catching Christina for the second time today, getting that +2.
And smart tactics, taking advantage of someone who's not very familiar with the Intense Tennis League and the experience of the league, really winning over the experience of the other professional WTA Tour in the end.
Big forehand. That huge credit there to Tanya. Just putting that pressure, getting that poach, forcing Amy to really hit that ball perfectly close, and forces the unforced error. so much of doubles is just how much your partner's at the net, moving around, causing, you know, a lot of stress for that person at the baseline, keeping them guessing. There you see Tanya flying around. It's one of those things where even though she lost that point, on a longer term basis, she's going to make a big emotional impact because they have to be aware of what she's doing there.
I mean, when you're flying across the net, that just shows your other team that it's, look, I'm confident enough. Your ball isn't going to hurt me. I'm going to try and get whatever you're hitting at me, and I'm going to be the one to try and take advantage of it in the net.
A close call there. Thanks to our friends at Bolt 6 showing us that shot spot right there. Very close. Trading some faults here. Only one serve and only one toss. Don't get second chances. Serve bots, beware. Stay home. This league's not for you. Build up your ground strokes.
This is not what Riley Opelka wants to see. One serves and doubles.
I would have expected a poach there from Amy there. Good job by, you know, Christina stretching Ava wide. That's generally the time you want to poach. Didn't go there, and then Ava gets the ball just sitting in her strike zone and just rips it down the line. Maybe she just try over.
Yeah, I think hitting it down into the floor before the net is probably not the best idea. It's not what I teach with Casa Tennis
I think she was trying to break the net, stop the mat, stop the momentum. So that's one way to do it.
It could be smart, but it didn't work.
And there you see.
We had a cowbell fly into the studio.
Wow, can we get a video of that one?
Yeah, I got a cowbell on me. If you can hear that. Oh. There it is. It's flying from everywhere. The fans get a little rowdy up here.
Now we got balls coming over here. They're not liking our criticism over here. This is tough going on. Throwing cowbells, throwing balls right there.
Next. We must have had challenge fans up top.
Ah. Go touch. I'll try to limit that into a +1, but Tanya's just going everywhere. Fakey, moving, great impact. As we have Artemis coming in, we have a little bit of confusion of who she was going in for. So it looks like Artemis was going in for Amy.
As a team as a whole, like let's say I come in and I'm a challenger, scanning that QR code that'll come up on the screen in a little bit. You come in as a challenger, you try and play in the Intense Tennis League. I think something smart that would be worth considering is, okay, with my team, you get together, how are substitutions gonna work? How can you really take advantage of the rules? Not just practice and play tennis, because we've seen some points where it's, you know, those short little hot volleys, just the comfort of the substitutions from Team Atlanta is really giving them a small advantage that's, you know, 15+ point difference now.
A big half volley pickup winner by Christina, 46-29 in this doubles portion of the match. 5 minutes left in this second bolt. Mixed doubles coming up next. Artemis doing the right thing, trying to get that poach, trying to cause that just stress for that person at the baseline, making them think at the net. So good move, just didn't work out. Michaela Gordon in for Tanya Sosnowskaya. Tanya playing great today. Tough to come in when you haven't played. There's no warm-ups here, so you go right in, tough on the cold shoulder, but Atlanta has a big lead, so it's not going to hurt them too much. Great job dipping that ball down by Artemis as we take a look at Michaela Gordon, one of the captains on the Atlanta team, graduate from Stanford.
Really made a huge impact in the singles today, getting off to a great start in the women's singles. Really put that extra button of pressure on the challenge team today.
Michaela, one of the first players to sign a full-time contract for Intense. Been with us from the beginning. It's been incredible to see her be a part of this and just her support and building out this league, coming in from the venture capital world, but coming back here, getting back to professional tennis and bringing her off-court expertise to help with her on-court skills. That's going to be a +2 for Michaela. No, Christina McHale.
Close. Christina McHale.
I'm close,
Michaela.
Right?
Yeah,
understandable.
No, it's an honest mistake, but a mistake nonetheless.
Ah, come on. You could have stopped.
Yeah, picking on the net player there. As you see, slowly, net players, you can't back up. One of the huge principles of doubles, if you're at the net, you're only ever moving forward. Doesn't matter if you're going to get hit, you got to take it on the chin, get the bravery on, get your racket up, and try and do the best you can to not back up.
Great poach plug in the middle there. Ava Haraster getting the +2 back. Ava, one of the best college tennis players in doubles when she was at Auburn. Still going for another poach. Take that all day. Got to cover the middle of the court. You can see some of the energy from the bench over on the challenge team. A little quieter over there. It's just been a tough afternoon for them. They haven't found that level of tennis that they've needed. Looks like the clock ran out. I think the clock ran out on Christina, only 14 seconds, so it just went a little too fast. You know, things just haven't gone their way. Let's see, we're gonna get a little bit of stoppage right here. Got a little bit of confusion going on as, you know, I think Atlanta's in such a big lead. I think both, you have Atlanta here who, we can call it, probably gonna win this overall. And on the far side for Christina and the challenge team and Artemis who are in, I think they kind of know it's probably over. Still playing a lot for pride, you know, to be able to come back and play for this and show them how tough they really are. But sometimes when the lead gets like this, the focus tends to drop a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, in normal tennis, you don't have a clock and it's whoever wins the last point. But here it's so important about how you start. Michaela making a huge impact, starting well. And obviously Kevin King and Raul doing huge damage on the men's doubles.
Marcelo Ferreira, the coach for Atlanta. I think his intensity in his eyes have come down a tiny bit.
Yeah, maybe time to relax with caipirinha and some Brazilian samba.
Manny Diaz, he might need a caipirinha
Let you guys
over there.
play together.
His challenge team struggling right now.
After this point. Well, now we serve. Let her serve, whatever. Hold on. All right. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time.
Manny's trying to figure out also what to do there. 197, 153 overall, just trying to figure out, do we sub, do we not? Clock's rolling. It's just been a tough afternoon. They haven't found the rhythm, found the level. That's a great poach there by Christina McHale. Great volley. Good move, good hands right there. She's going to try to play fast.
10 seconds left.
$199, 154, 59, 41 in the doubles portion of today. It is all Team Atlanta as the challenge team just hasn't found the mix of the strategy, the player, the rhythm, the time. Felipe, it's just been tough even in the women's doubles here.
Yeah, you know, they try to stay solid. Obviously, look at that. Christina McHale not ready for that cheeky little underhand. I think that's the second or third time today. She's got better with the rules in the singles, but struggling a little on the doubles. But, you know, like you said, JY, I feel like the focus dropped a little bit. Maybe the lead became too big, and maybe Team Atlanta kind of knows they have it in the bag. Maybe Team Challenge doesn't really believe they can win it anymore, but we'll see what can happen here in the mixed doubles.
Yeah, Kelly's courtside to see what Michaela and Ava thought about that women's doubles portion.
Yeah, sorry guys. Ava, you, as far as that bowl went, got on a nice roll with two different partners. How were you able to do that?
I mean, I think I was already warm, so when Mick came in, I felt like it was a lot easier to adjust because I was already swinging. I was already out there for 5-6 minutes, and then she came in, and I felt like it was a lot easier to adjust. So,
and the trick for you coming in ready to go?
Yeah, the warm-up was huge, and then also I knew Ava was going to have my back during the doubles, so I felt really comfortable, and I felt like even if I didn't hit the best return or serve, like she had my back, so that helped.
Let me know how you guys are feeling going into this final bolt with mixed doubles. You have a nice lead, but hey, anything can happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty confident. I think we're going to be playing all 3 of our teams throughout the last 10 minutes, so I feel pretty good about every pairing that we have. So.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Best of luck, ladies. Thank you. The final bolt, mixed doubles on the way.
Atlanta just calm and confident right there, no stress. They've built themselves a great lead going into this mixed doubles. Challenge team gonna make their one final push as Richard Biagiotti is in with Christina McHale going up against Ava Harasser and Kevin King for Atlanta on the near side.
It looked like Trent Bryde was going to get in there for a second, was warming up, was ready to go, but I mean, you can't count out Kevin King. He's been playing so well today. I'd put him in if I was the coach.
Yeah, Trent's got his racket in his hand, so it looks like he'll get in at some point. Michaela's got her racket. Raul might as well put his jumpsuit on because it looks like he's just chilling for the day. Get himself a little bit of a caipirinha. When Kevin comes in, hits serves like that. That's a massive serve right there. +2, one of the few aces you're going to see in the Intense League. If anybody's going to hit these aces, it's definitely going to be Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin cracking some smiles. He knows the damage he's done today. He's playing well. He's playing free, playing with the lead right now, almost 50-point lead for Team Atlanta. Let's see how easily they can get this doubles point, but with a little fault there. Maybe Richard Biagiotti shows some talent here in the doubles.
And there was that one serve, one toss rule. You only get one chance. Same right there. They trading faults here. Kevin King still wanting more, looking for that poach right there, trying to get these extra points. Kevin, one of the most competitive players you'll find out there. Big shout out to all our sponsors, Solinco, Body Armor. Thank you for your support here. It's been a big day for Atlanta so far. 204, 156, 64, 43. We have those two scores because we have the overall score of the match. But then whoever wins each portion within these matches gets to take home prize money. So if Atlanta can close this doubles portion out, they're going to take home some extra prize money that their men's took home in singles and their women took in singles as well. Ah, big winner down the line, Ava. Christina going for the poach, trying to sneak it in, but Ava just pulled that left hand right there, those two handers, that cheat code there.
Yeah, that's something that you don't have.
Nope. That's why I'm here. Sitting on the side. Last 8 minutes of this duel.
Watch here in this point, Kevin King's intent to come forward. He's just so eager to get to the net, knows that's where his strength is. Ripping through. He's coming in on this.
I wonder if he felt his knee there. He kind of moved over at the end after that. Look, touched his knee brace right there.
Was leaning down a little bit.
Come on, Papa. Another +2 right there. Ava having a day. 68-46 in this doubles. I'm J.Y. Obone, Felipe Costa. 7 minutes left in this overall dual doubles. It's going to be all over once the 7 minutes finishes. Kevin's firing up serves right there. Nice when you got a big lead like this to really loosen up that arm and go for it.
Yeah, Kevin, best server of the day so far, both with the fast, flat serves, and these kicks are jumping up on this slow indoor court.
Talked about that Georgia Tech coach versus player matchup. Richard playing under Kevin at Georgia Tech right there. I think the coach is sending a message.
Yeah, I think the coach is sending a message, especially on the doubles court. You know, the doubles court is a lot about, it's not so much physical, you don't need to move the hole and cover the entire court, but it's so much experience knowing that you have the hands, the racket skills, but specifically the doubles knowledge to serve in the right spots and then just pop balls away. Clinical from Kevin.
I see Marcelo here calling a timeout. And as challenge team will get into substitution.
Just switch the teams. Go. And at 3-3-3. Great job, man. Great job.
All right, take him out. Let's go. Let's go.
That is exactly what we love to see from Manny. He saw a little bit of a Manny UGA Bulldog fire in him. That's the sort of stuff that we would hear.
Be next. Be loose. Be ready.
Looking to make a substitution soon, but that's the stuff that we'd hear all the time. He wants to kill, hit straight through the chest of the opponent.
72-46. We see complete switches for both teams. Raul Garcia from Bolivia, Kennesaw State Owl on the near side, partnered with Tanya Sosnskaya. On the far side, Danny Muminovic, UTSA graduate. Amy Smechkalova, current Clemson player, coming over, making her way through the Challenge Series, earning a spot on this team, representing Clemson very well this weekend, and playing in one of our team duels this weekend. Oh, the jumping forehand by Raul. That kick serve just so jumpy. You know, Kevin, overall best serve in the league, but that kick serve might be the most effective serve in the league with the way this court plays.
100%, so much margin, and this is a crazy point here. Just such good hustle from Raul. His forehand's dangerous not only when it's slow, high, jumping forehands, but even that little cheeky forehand on the run there. His shoe's untied. Let's see if anyone notices. Marcelo doesn't want his players to get injured.
Are we going to see a second timeout right here? I don't think. I kind of want to tell him. I don't want that. There it is. Only 14 seconds. Got to play fast. That's going to be one of the fastest shoelace ties I've ever seen.
That's pretty good.
Atlanta has everything going today.
That's amazing. Great poach. Good movement. Coming forward as well as to the side. You don't just want to, whenever you guys are playing out there and you want to cut off a ball at the net, don't just move sideways. Move forward as well. Get that.
Just run away there. Just run away.
What the heck? I mean, Raul.
Manny, you see Manny, they're like, huh? And then you see Marcelo dreaming up of that caipirinha.
Good idea, good idea.
Yeah, Marcelo's got to be proud of his players right now.
I thought he was going to start.
77-49 right here. Trent Bryde, UGA Bulldog, wants to get another shot against his former coach on the other side of the net, but it won't matter too much as Atlanta's giving him such a big lead. Well, you don't teach how to hit forehands into the ground first, do you?
You know, I'm looking back at my training plan in my head, and that's not part of the schedule. Usually it's up and over the net.
Look into it. It's a new skill.
You know, I mean, we're seeing, professionals here in the Intense Tennis League hitting it straight down to the net after I just praised Raul for having the best forehand in the league.
Well, if you get a +2, but then you hit one in the bottom of the ground, it's still only -1 or +1, right? So your differential is still +1.
That's the sort of math that we want to learn in the Intense Tennis League.
Yeah, I did graduate. That's a good touch right there by Tanya to not make it a +2. Amy trying to rush, trying to squeeze out every point she can for her team. 3.5 minutes left, and I think Raul held back on that forehand. He fell back.
Yeah, it was only 100 miles an hour.
That was the same setup as before, as we see another timeout coming in from Marcelo, and he is going to put in his final duel.
Hey, once again, we want to say thank you so much as we take this time out for being here and making our Intense Arena so special. Once again, if you can't hear tonight, when we take and have our amazing match from Jacksonville and Tampa, go on to Twitch, log on, make sure you watch that live action.
Hey, who's served? You have to play the deuce, you have to play the ace. Who was serving? Who was serving? Who was to serve next? You were about to serve? Okay. When the timeout was called, you were about to serve. Okay.
Thank you so much. Get the hat combo, 10% off day. Who doesn't love a great deal? We got about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds left in this ball. This is Intense Arena, Intense Tennis, Tennis Time to go.
that's one of the toughest parts of this format. You come in, you haven't hit a serve in a while, no warm-up, you go right in. And there we heard earlier with Manny Diaz, you know, making sure with these substitutions, who's going to serve, who's going to play where. One of the new things that we have in this format of tennis, where players can be substituted in and out, creates a really real team environment. But then you have to figure out these little things when you sub out the entire team. Okay, who is serving, who's up next, where does everyone stand? Trent Bryde, dog versus dog. Manny didn't teach him that volley, that's for sure.
You can see Manny crack a smile at Trent after that volley there. I don't know if that's an old mistake that he's seen repeated a lot of times, or Manny's just competitive and happy that Trent actually missed rolls.
Step, 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 Trent.
Coaching worked. That's good footwork on that low volley. Way to get low and wide. Very important to have a stable base every single time you play tennis.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Manny's saying, I've seen that before to Trent Bride. Good tennis.
Big backhand by Armin. Oh, get some skin. Jensen rules here. London getting some action going right after Trent. 81-56 for Atlanta. Challenge team squeezing out some extra points. Trent trying to copy the Raul forehand, except Raul's went in, but he had the right setup.
Yeah, Raul's was about 2 times as fast, went in and won the point. Trent missed and was slow. Come on, Trent.
Let's go, London.
Manny getting fired up a little bit.
Last 2 minutes, got to leave it all out. Let's go. Looks like we took a little bit too long with the shot clock right there. It's tough. You got to maintain your focus here as they finish. London here got some action in the singles portion. Marcelo arguing something because he wants to win at everything in life. And he's smiling. He's like, I'm going to let this go because I'm up by a lot.
Not you.
Ah, good hands by Trent. Was ready for them this time. Blocked it back, and Michaela with a great scoop down the line. London Vasilescu, the 17-year-old, making it onto the Challenge Series from the second time. He's still got another year of high school, and he's hanging out with the pro boys here.
Another year of high school?
Yeah.
Wow. He was nervous. You could see a little bit of kind of the mental and experience. But right now, end of the league, end of the match right now, he looks like he's settled in a little bit.
You know, we've talked about all of these rivalries and teammates and coaches versus students. One of the things that happened earlier years ago, Marcelo coaching London when he was a younger junior. So another, moved on working with another coach, Colleen, one of the great coaches here in Atlanta. But just so many relationships here when people just trying to knock each other out as Trent just misses that volley long. Last 35 seconds. Screens lit up yellow to let him know it's not just this bolt that's done, it's the entire duel.
Kill it.
Oh, just that. What a kind little guy to get that +2 for his team. Rack up some points. 225, 175 for Atlanta. Carpirinias, Coxinhas, Brigadeiros lined up right after this in the locker room.
Trent Bride missing a serve by 20 feet. Laughing it off, though. His team has secured the win here. 10 seconds left, 225 points for Team Atlanta. 3, 2.
Sneak in the last point, get the underhand, get it all.
Little net cord sheet.
London gets his +2 and finishes it off. But it is all Atlanta, all smiles. What a great start to their weekend for Atlanta. Marcelo, I think this is the calmest I've ever seen him on the court. Huge lead by Kevin King. All smiles. Manny Diaz with his debut at the Intense League. Doing his best with the challenge team. The experience of the full-time teams. It's tough. And then Marcelo, finally, after all these years, gets his win over Manny Diaz. Felipe, let's take a look at some of these highlights.
Yeah, this was an exciting match with Atlanta really dominating all the way through. Had some really good, solid play in the start from Kevin King. Kevin King coming forward, really having a lot of great volleys and serves, taking advantage of the 2-point winner format through the singles. We had Michaela just being so solid coming through. And then the doubles came in, and it was really just cruising there for Team Atlanta. Even Trent Bride getting a little silly, maybe the lack of discipline there, but great to see Christina McHale out here, Manny Diaz coaching, and everyone involved.
Yeah, well, now we're going to try to get courtside with Kelly Kroll, who has Manny Diaz and Marcelo Let's see if Marcelo has some final follow-up comments.
Some
to
final
that.
thoughts, right? He said he'd wait till after the match was over to let us know what the experience was like going up against the Hall of Fame coach that you had never gotten to coach against.
I guess I'm going to have to take a Xanax to sleep tonight because I'm just too hyped up. No, it was awesome. Credit to the team. You know, like I said, I wasn't too pleased with the way the boys played. With all due respect to the boys on the other side, I felt like we gave away a lot of points. And I was a little bit concerned because you never know what to expect from a former top 30 in the world. We could tell that she was kind of getting her feet wet, and she wasn't really ready for the format in the beginning. We got lucky. Towards the end, she started getting a little bit more rhythm, but at that time, we were able to get a good lead going to doubles. But just pleased with the way we played, and again, just honored to have shared a court with this legend here.
And for you, you'll get to say what when someone says, hey, Manny, what was it like to coach in that intense league?
I have experienced something completely different. It's a lot of fun. It's very intense. It is fan-friendly. You know, and for our guys and gals, you know, it took them a while to sort of fall into sync. I thought your team was so much more solid, and they didn't make as many unforced errors as we did, and I think that was the difference. They were just a lot more at ease with the format and just everything. They did a great job.
Who here is up for a rematch? Show of hands?
I'm ready.
Okay, that's what I thought, guys. We have that to look forward to one day. Congratulations. Thank you both so much.
It was fun.
Good to see you, Coach.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Manny. As we take a look at our match summary of the day, the men for Atlanta played just good enough to get them the lead. Kevin King with the lead for Atlanta right there, and that first bowl really helped them, 73-59 to seal that men's singles portion of the match. Then we got to women's singles right there. Christina McHale trying to come in for the challenge team, but Atlanta just playing really solid. The experience really showing on how to manage this format. Those first two bolts really just sealed the deal. And then when we get to the doubles, it's just very dangerous when you have Raul Garcia and Kevin King leading things off 32-21, and that really put the stamp on it. Just too much for the challenge team to come down. And as they finished the entire duel overall, 225-179, just a great performance for them. Have to thank our sponsors for, you know, helping us put on this league and this event, and their support in trying to build this new competition model for tennis. Alta Tennis, USTA, Dolicious, Emory Sports Medicine, Body Armor, Solinco, Yonex, Lubu Insoles. Thank you so much for everything. As we try to recap this final right now, Felipe, the thought of dominating comes in my mind when I look at the scoreline. The tennis never felt that way, though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even the highest level kind of from both teams overall, but, you know, Atlanta, just with the experience of the league, they know exactly what they're getting into. Marcelo with his intensity, making sure his players are focused at all times. And you had Manny Diaz obviously coaching to his best in terms of the tennis ability, but you even saw him get a little flustered and maybe a little lost with the rule changes, with the substitutions, Marcelo calling some strategic timeouts at important moments. That was really experienced stuff.
Yeah, I think you said what area did they dominate in, and that is using their experience. So that's where the domination really came in play, on how to manage this entire format with the new rules. You can be a great traditional tennis player, but you come in here, it just takes some time. And Atlanta's been practicing well since the beginning of the season. Did an incredible job, and even Manny's great coaching. It was nice to see Manny versus Trent, that dog versus dog right there. But Kevin King, Georgia Tech, said, hey, we're pretty good over here too, and so I was pretty good. What did you think overall of Manny just trying to manage all of this and bring his energy into Intense this weekend?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, we had dog versus dog and jacket versus jacket. We had Kevin King playing against Richard Viagatti, coach and student as well. But it was so good to see Manny. I mean, he was so excited. He's been hearing about the Intense Tennis League from Trent, obviously the alumni group chat with all these Georgia Bulldogs. You know, they keep up. They're trying to follow everyone that's still playing tennis and still active in the sport around the world. Well, Manny had a blast. I mean, you could see he was getting fired up there. He was like, yeah, go after them. He's really having that old Manny Diaz mentality where doubles is all about aggression, coming forward, and that's starting to come out. You know, I think maybe a little reserved in the beginning, but at the end of the day, you know, he's one of the best college coaches of all time for a reason.
Well, thank you, Felipe. We'll be back tonight at 6:30. A big thank you to everybody in the TV truck. Hammer, Vinny, and everyone there to get us rolling here.
Stand by
We're
your
going to be back
rollout.
tonight at
Red.
6:30. Tampa versus Jacksonville. See you then.
Go Reds. Stand by your copyright.
All these lanes gonna zone out, and all these lanes gonna tell you what I did, and they twist and they worse till I fall out. But I know that, so I keep what I'm doing cause I own that. And I stay in the lab and I kill everything, but I don't ever move, I'm a Kodak. So I'm gone, finally back in my home. I'm working like so much, they swear I had me a clone. Can't answer my phone now, just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.